Alright guys, so this is day one and started recording, so I'll just pause now, resume. So guys, this is day one of our mail server administration for fall 2020, and my name is Amir Shahzad, and we'll be going through this mail server administration course for Exchange server or email server, and also majority of you would be in the SQL Server or database course as well. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to go after that for winter 2020 with the cloud courses as well. Okay, so so here we were talking about, or I was talking about, let me just mute everyone first. So guys, first of all, if you have any questions, all questions are welcome, and the more questions the better about the course. And but if you have a question about COVID-19, that when will it end or when the real vaccine will come, I have no idea about that, right? So the questions, if they're about the topic, that would be good. And the second thing is that you can chat on the WebEx chat there, and I'm looking at that. You can just put on the class WhatsApp group. I just created, and right now, so a few students have joined the class WhatsApp group. So that would be very quick communication that we can do on WhatsApp group there. And I'll be sending the class invitations on the WhatsApp group. So try to join everyone. And let me just mute all. Excuse me. So what we needed to go through is, first of all, the Blackboard instructions there for the mail server administration. First of all, it's 4 to 8 p.m. 4 hours. And the second thing, hopefully you have visited the Blackboard there and have filled out the form. Some students tend to fill out after 1 week, 2 weeks. Some discovered, oh, there was a form after 5 weeks. So, well, this happens. But try to fill it up so I could give you access to the class videos on YouTube, because that video will be available for only the class students or those whose Gmail I have. I'm gonna add that Gmail, and you have to keep that Gmail. You have to stay logged into that Gmail in order to watch that class video, and that will be very useful to watch the whole lecture and lab. Whatever we do in 4 hours is going to be recorded, so you won't be missing anything. Or if when we are doing the labs together and you miss something, you're doing some troubleshooting and we've gone ahead, so in that case you can just catch up by watching the video, right? So that's one thing. So please do try to fill out that form ASAP. And that's the second thing is that yep, okay, so every question is welcome, guys. You can just come to the mic and ask question, and then, or you can just put up in the chat, in WebEx chat, right? So it's an interactive class, and all questions are welcome. Your input is all welcome here, right? So okay, here I'm talking about, first of all, please fill out the form, and second thing, it's a very simple form. So I'm just collecting your Gmail so I could add those Gmails to the class videos on YouTube. Still people are coming. Okay, so second thing is free Microsoft Azure portal. All George Brown students have that Azure portal access. Well, you can put in the chat if I ask you that, have you ever logged into the free Azure portal before, from the George Brown College? Anyone has logged into the Azure portal before? Okay, Paul says in the chat, I logged in early today. Okay, great. And anyone else who was able to log into Azure, or maybe you've, okay, Jacob says just now. Cool, that's very good. Anyone else who logged in from Azure or ever before logged into Azure? Maybe you're doing some job and maybe some project. So Minseo choice says something. Okay. Yeah. This Azure portal, we're going to be working on that. Oh, I mean just now too. Oh, great. That's great. So you were pointing up. Oh, now I got it. So I have to get used to the signals, right? Okay. So that's good. And well, you guys are smart. And previous courses, those were really smart. And the previous all those batches were. I'm sure you guys are smart. You're the tech savvy guys. That's why we're into some more complicated courses there for email communication, and as well as SQL Server databases, and then the most important ones later would be the cloud. Uh, Now, about that cloud, we're going to talk about more about this. Okay, so then there's that MS Office login to access OneNote online. So, ever logged into free Office 365 of George Brown College? Anyone here who have already logged in or have logged in before as well to Office 365? Okay, so 12 says yes. Armor says I am. Okay, that's good. Hey, there are two Armors. I'm also Armor. So, okay. And Jacob says yes. Paul says logged in early today. Cool. That's very good. And so, guys, we're going to be using these tools for the course. So, you're going to get used to it. And the OneNote, the good thing about why I want you to. Okay, people are still coming. So why I want you to log in to Microsoft Office 365, because I'll be creating in OneNote all the notes, whatever notes I'm typing, whatever I'm explaining, whatever diagrams I'm creating, those diagrams I'm gonna paste in OneNote. In your quizzes, questions will be coming from whatever's in the OneNote, whatever's in the slide, whatever's in the video that I'm going to record during the class, and whatever we do as a lab. I tend to go for pretty hands-on class, so it's going to be a lot of labs that we're going to do. So that's why I'm just recording, so you won't miss any step when we're doing any labs there. If it gets a bit more complicated, so you can just always catch up by watching the video. Excuse me. So so first thing I was asking that hopefully everyone has filled out that form that I've given the link on Blackboard. Second thing, have you logged into Microsoft Azure 1 year free Azure portal? So that's really important for you, because in next course as well, which is cloud course, you're gonna need that 1 year access. So other than that, you should be logging in from George Brown Office 365. So there I'm just going to add you to OneNote, those who have been able to log in to George Brown Office 365 with this link, right? And then the fourth one is that I was asking if you should be downloading and installing TeamViewer. Hopefully you've used that before as well. And if not, well, now you're going to use that. So this TeamViewer is only for those times when you need help, and you want me to connect to your computer, and you want me to troubleshoot something, right? So we're doing some labs and you're really stuck there and you want to go ahead. So TeamViewer would be a good way to connect. Otherwise, this is WebEx. In WebEx also you can, there's a share button there, and that just shares your screen, and I could see what's happening on your screen, and I could tell you. So okay. Okay, let me just mute all. Okay, so some rules for the class as well. It's going to be pretty hands-on, right? Excuse me. So my idea of IT course, teaching an IT course, is that this IT is a field, practical field, right? So you have to learn by doing it, right? So that's why I have included whatever topic is there. I tend to go for labs and try to implement that. That's the best way to understand all the ID topics. So a lot of labs are coming your way. My idea of ID course, the second idea is that it has to be job oriented, right? So ultimately, you're learning this to later use this knowledge in your production environment, in your job environments, in your professional career. So the more hands-on you are in this course, the better. And so it has to be job oriented, which means that you should do so much hands-on labs. You should understand the topic so good, and you should do the labs so much hands-on that when you're going for the job interview in the GTA market, so you should be confidently talking about these topics, and that yes, you have actually implemented that. You should say that too. So if you did do a lot of labs, then yes, you will be very confident. If you haven't followed the labs, well, I'll make you follow. Obviously, that's my job. So because there are marks there, and I need to see some screenshots as a proof that you did the labs, obviously. So I'll tell you that those rules as well. But the main thing is that the course has to be job oriented, and the more hands-on we are, the better we understand the topics, right? Okay, so there's a question in WebEx chat by Yusuf Khan. I'm going to be back. My audio is not connecting, and for some reason my antivirus is blocking WebEx desktop. Ouch. Okay, sure. So try to come back. Well, try to disable that. Well, since you are T-shooting that, that's very good. And okay, so it will be a good idea. I've just written that these instructions here as well. Um, uh, Hopefully you have joined that WhatsApp class group. Second thing is that it will be a good idea to have two screens. If you have two screens, it's better, because how it's gonna work is that, okay, let me just admit. I have to always click that admit on WhatsApp when somebody's joining again, right? So guys, we will go through the, seriously, what's wrong with me, lecture, and then we will do the labs, right? Do the labs. Now all students have to follow the labs with me. I will tell you to take a screenshot, right, of a configuration, right? So and I need those screenshots because I need to mark you for the lab. So that's why you will be following me. I'll be really slow at start. Then I know you guys are smart, so you will be able to follow. So I'll be asking you to take a screenshot of certain configurations that we're doing, and when you're taking a screenshot of configuration, your name must be showing well in that picture, somewhere in that picture, right? So we're going to name some of the resources that we create, and that the name should be, or the username, not just like writing the name, it should be a name of a resource that is your name resource. So we're going to start from the scratch. We're going to create the whole lab, and then we're going to check it out. So, but the rules I'm just telling here. I will tell you to take a screenshot of a configuration. Your name must be showing in that picture. If your name is not showing, obviously you won't get any marks. And total number of screenshots. It used to be 60 or 70 screenshots 2 courses ago, and now then the students actually requested that please, it's too many screenshots, so why don't you just make it less. So total number of screenshots will be either 10 or 12. 10 or 12 or 10 or 15. Okay, 10 or 15. So that's the maximum number. when the screenshots, 10 screenshots or 15 screenshots are done, I'm not going to ask you to take any more screenshots, but these screenshots will be of certain configurations. So obviously if you have done the labs and you have reached that configuration only, then you will be able to take that screenshot, and it has to be, obviously your name should be there. Suppose we create a virtual machine, right? So inside the virtual machine, suppose you have created some configuration. So the name of the virtual machine will be your name VM, right? So in that case, when you're I'm asking you, hey, take a screenshot of this window that is open inside the virtual machine. So when you take a screenshot, your name VM should be showing there, which is the name of your virtual machine, right? So I'm gonna tell you exactly how to do that, where to go and do that. The only other important thing is the screenshots must be uploaded at the end of the class, or by midnight, before midnight, right? Before 11:59. Okay, let's be more clearer. So 11:59.99. Is it 99? Okay, 59.59. Seriously, I was going for those discounts for the laptops. Okay, so that would be the time that day. So before that, if you upload, it will not be considered late. Otherwise, it will be considered late submission, right? So any suggestions are welcome. Now there are some other rules there that, and then we're gonna go for course introduction and your introduction as well. I'm just also counting on all to arrive. And so until then, we're just talking about some rules, and hopefully we can start the labs today. Otherwise, next week we're going to start that. The screenshots must be uploaded at the end of the class or before midnight that day. Otherwise, it will be considered late submission. If you are stuck in any lab configuration, right? So the way we're going to do that, I'm going to do it, and you're going to follow me, right? So if I'm clicking and going to a virtual machine, so you should be there as well, clicking that virtual machine. So when I have created a virtual machine, by that time you would have created that virtual machine as well. How this works, obviously I'm going to show you as well. When I'm doing that, you will be following me, and you can tell me whatever issues you're having when you're doing that. So I'm really patient. And second thing, you can take screenshot and put on WhatsApp as well. Hey, hey prof, I'm just seeing this error here. So I can just tell you, hey, do this, and you will be okay, and you can try that. Okay, well, you're gonna see that how it works when we start the labs. So if you're stuck in a lab configuration and it is taking more time to resolve, then take screenshots of the errors, right? So that's error or errors. Make sure you have a screenshot of the errors, and let me know that you will catch up later before next class by watching the video. Next class by watching the video, right? So the thing is that if you are stuck, and this do happen with very few students, majority of the students are, actually you all are smart, but majority of the students are able to follow me pretty much with as complicated the configuration is, they're able to follow me easily, right? But some of the students are stuck, and some are able to troubleshoot, some are not able to troubleshoot themselves, right? So in that case, obviously we can finish that topic. You can sit back and enjoy the show, like you can follow the class and see it, but you must have some kind of proof that, hey, prof, I got that error. So this is the error, this is a screenshot of that. I'm unable to go ahead. I need to know what troubleshooting you did, or you can ask me and I can tell you, okay, do this. And if still it doesn't resolve, then just take the screenshot of the error and just watch the class and catch up before the next class while watching the video, right? Then there's one other thing. If you need assistance for every second or third step of the lab that we're doing, that we are doing. Suppose you're okay, very few students, one or two students are normally like that, which are suppose I create a virtual machine, so I'll click, then you will click, I'll will fix the RAM, and then virtual CPU and everything. I'm explaining, plus I'm doing that, then I'm explaining the next feature and doing that, then explaining the third feature and doing that, right? So suppose very few of you, if you're saying, oh, where did you go, professor, or where are you now, professor, I don't know where I am. If you're like that, I'm sure you're not, then you can you don't have to follow the lab during the class, right? And let me know that you need to catch up by watching the video, and I'm available to help you out with during the rest of the week. We can just schedule some time and I can tell you what to do. But if you really need assistance at every second and third step, you don't have to follow the lab live with me, but you then have to do that. We have to wait for the video to come out and then do that lab during the week. And the marking, I'll have to then check that how do I mark for the labs that you're having trouble with, right? So if you need assistance, do not follow the lab with me during the class. For every second and third step, if you need assistance that we're doing, then do not follow the lab steps during the class time, right? So because if I have to troubleshoot your lab or tell you and wait for you, wait, then we cannot finish any topic, right? So we need to finish the topics for the 4 hours. We just have 4 hours for this course, so that's why if you need assistance that many times, then don't follow us. It's not compulsory and you won't lose marks, but I have to know that what's the problem that you did not upload, and I have to thoroughly check that out, right? So okay, majority of the students don't have that kind of issue, and normally you guys follow really good. And then there's an Einstein rule that I want to put there, and I'm sure, well, I know that, and you know also that Einstein never said that, and that is, if I know click, then you know click. Wow, Einstein never said that, I know. So the thing is that you can assume, oh, I'm sure he's gonna do these steps and that steps next. I know that. Oh, let me just do that myself. Click, 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 click. Oh, I'm done. And actually, I went customized, right? I went doing customizations, and then I went the other way. And you're like, whoa, oh, he's doing something else. How do I recover? How do I recover? Okay, in that case, just sit back and enjoy the show. But you need to upload the lab before, and video may not be available at that right after the class, because it takes 1.5 hours to render the video and then upload, right? So after if you're thinking that, oh, I'm gonna finish that before the midnight upload deadline, so it may or may not be possible. I'll try to start rendering the video for the class right after the class ends, but when it uploads, maybe in 2 hours it uploads, or 3 hours. So from 8 till 12 you got then the time. So the thing is that if I no click, you no click, that's as simple as I can be. And if you still want to go ahead and assume, then good luck, do it at your own risk. But I do customize. And second thing, I need the configuration, the screenshot of the configuration, right? So if you went ahead and I didn't see that screenshot that I asked, then obviously you won't get marks, right? So I will only stop where there's an important configuration, and I want you to take a screenshot of that so I could check it out. And it's going to be very few screenshots, so don't worry about screenshots as well. But the main thing is, do you understand what you're doing, and that it has to be hands-on. So these are some of the rules there that we're trying to go for. So I'm just going to put these in the portal in OneNote as well, so I could share that OneNote with you as well, right? So guys, what we can do is we can check out if our all configurations are working, because throughout the course then we're going to go a bit from slow to faster, because there are lots of labs to cover. And since it's COVID-19 related class, there are limitations there, right? So we were supposed to have powerful machines, desktops of the college has provided, but we don't have those, right? So Exchange server, there are two ways to do Exchange server. One is on Azure. So I'll just try to draw this here. So suppose we go to Azure and we create virtual machine 1, virtual machine 2. Virtual machine 1 can have Active Directory and DNS and DHCP, although we don't need DHCP, and some users with this PowerShell script, right? So we need to create some users. And then in the other machine, we can have mail server, like it's a member server first of all, right? Member server. And it could have Exchange server as well. That's the one way to do it. Okay, so Paul says here in the chat, why can't we remote into the desktop computers at George Brown using TeamViewer, for example? Well, that's what they were trying to do for last, 1 month. And, the more secure way than TeamViewer and faster way is the VPN, Virtual Private Network, right? So the IT team there was saying that, hey, we cannot VPN into that lab which has more powerful computers, which I used to teach in last few years, and they cannot VPN into that. And TeamViewer, I said that, but yeah, I didn't get a reply for that. But I don't think they're gonna allow for TeamViewer as well. So that's why we're so restricted right now to use Microsoft Azure. There's that. It's a good thing as well as bad. So bad in a way that it's a learning curve now, how Azure really works, and how much RAM and CPU will be available for this. This is a enterprise grade application, Exchange server, so that's gonna take a lot of RAM, right? So even in college we had a total of 16 GB RAM. Okay, Yusuf says in chat, can we use our own computers? Well, yes, you can use your own computers. It's just that everyone does not have that kind of privilege or facility. And if you all have 16 GB RAM and i7 quad core processor or minimum i5 processor and SSD drive, then it's kind of possible. Otherwise, many of us will not have that configuration, right, at home. So that's why it's not possible. I was thinking that if the college could provide the students 16 GB RAM, i7 quad core or processor, or i5 quad core processor, then it would have been good with SSD drive. You guys could have borrowed it from the college and returned it at the end of the course. But maybe that's being offered, or maybe that's not being offered, or such configuration is not being offered to be borrowed for home, right? So as I was saying that there's a limitation there because of COVID-19. We have to, first comes the health. But then some would argue, no, first comes the career, right? So we can follow the career when we are healthy. Well, I understand that. We all understand that these are strange times. So as I was saying, the bad thing is that we don't have desktops. Well, I would refer to it as a good thing as well, although it's not going to be, that easily. You're not going to understand maybe that easily. That Microsoft Azure, we're going to work on Microsoft Azure, if not on Azure, because there might come some limitations there that, hey, Exchange server is requiring a lot of resources, a lot of CPU, a lot of RAM, and some SSD speeds there as well. So some of you might say, hey, Prof, this is too slow. What do we do? So that's why if Microsoft Azure we're going to use as much to our ability. If that's not going to work, then there's Microsoft 365 free account and Microsoft 365 Enterprise Edition, Enterprise license trial. That's called free tier. that is for 30 days. So E5. So enterprise, sorry, 5. So that that's where we can create a trial account, right? I'm going to show you the whole thing from step by step from scratch, and you can follow me. And then once we create that account, there is Exchange Online there as well. Exchange Online with all the features, other than obviously the that you can't deploy that exchange. It's already there, and it's already configured. So what you can do is just go through all the features there. So my priority was that first we deploy the exchange server, we understand the licensing, we understand how it all works, and then we can go to the features and we can switch to if it proves to be too slow, the exchange deployment, then we can go to Microsoft 365 Enterprise 5 licenses, trial, free. Let me just mute all. Okay. Okay, guys, so mute your mics, and when you have a question, you're welcome to come to the mic and ask question, or you can just put it in chat and WebEx, right? And hopefully you've joined the class WhatsApp group. There's a WhatsApp link there on Blackboard as well. Okay, guys, so we were discussing all this, that since we can't access the desktops, some of you may have powerful hardware there at home, but not all, so we can't go that way as well. That few of you are just installing everything in your own computers, and then others are actually doing that in Azure. We all have to be on the same page, either everyone's machine or everyone on Microsoft Azure Cloud. So, what I was referring to as a good thing is that there are huge amount of jobs available for Microsoft Azure experts. If you know Microsoft Azure Cloud, which is just provide this, you're connecting to Microsoft's data centers, right? For creating virtual machines, for creating networks, for creating databases, and for creating anything you want. So this is just a full data center at your fingertips. There are so many jobs there, so many certifications are critical for the job market there, and for expertise. Those skills are really in demand for Microsoft Azure. If you learn Azure inside out now, this course is actually coming in, your next courses will be the cloud courses, right? So Azure, we're going to go in depth anyway, but right now we also get to use Azure. So that's an opportunity as well. It's going to be a bit more inconvenient. If there were desktops, it would have been better. That's how till last year I was doing that, and now we have to go this way, right? Okay, so there's a comment from Paul on WebEx chat. We can crowdsource everything, allowing students who do not have enough hardware to share other students' hardware. I can get a WireGuard server up and running by next week. WireGuard server. That would do what? You want the students to remotely connect to your server and create virtual machines, and do you have a good hardware under that? Because one Exchange server really eats up a lot of RAM and CPU. Yusuf says that that would be great, because I put 32 GB in my laptop, on my laptop, for a reason. Yeah, hopefully everyone. I wish everyone has that 32 GB RAM, right? So we can't leave any one student behind. Hey, you don't have RAM, so sorry, you can't do the course. So that's what the administration allowed me to do. If everyone has that, obviously, why not we go with the laptops, right? So, but if you insist on doing that lab on laptop, I hope you're good in troubleshooting whatever issues come, and I can provide you the software as well. But then you're not asking a lot. Hey, teach, this is not working, that's not working, while I'm doing on Azure and you're doing on laptop. So that's two different configurations that I have to then follow. So hopefully you're good. If you can shoot really good, then only go for that laptop with 32 GB RAM. Okay, so Paul says students can connect to VMs running on my server. So Paul, how many students? There are 22 students, right? So asking for trouble Azure is the way to go. I didn't get that. Sorry, what do you mean by that? And well, if students can connect to your VM or your servers, how many can connect, and is it gonna be? You can just let me use that as well, because now the course has started already, right? So uh, it's a very limited time for experimenting, but I'm into it. If it works for everyone, yes. If your hardware goes down, then you have to, get it up again, and we have to switch back to Azure. That's gonna then really waste a lot of time, right? Unless it was really ready. Okay. So, but the best thing is go with Azure, as I was still referring. And if that proves to be too slow, then we'll have to go for 365 Exchange Online. Now, there's a big job market for even after COVID-19, it has even become bigger. More and more companies have joined or got the licenses for Microsoft 365 Enterprise, right? And so the requirement of skills for the job market are they really require a lot of Microsoft Azure experts. They really require a lot of Microsoft 365, which is also called Office 365. The new name for Microsoft 365, this is a new name. The older name was Office 365. They still refer to some of the services there as Office 365. So what I'm saying, Microsoft 365 and then the Exchange Online. So there's a lot of jobs there that require you to know how Exchange, and it's not that easy as well. Although it has become easier than the hybrid, or the when you can deploy, where you can deploy it in your on servers and desktops, or so it's a bit more easier now. You don't have to deploy anything, it's just there. That is called SaaS model. So we're gonna try to first, I want you to learn Azure as well, because there's so many jobs there for Azure. And those who want to try with their own hardware, I would encourage you to do that too, but you have to really uh, do a lot of effort there. And wherever you're stuck, I will try to help you, but not at the cost of class time. Like if it's taking too much time because of you're deploying it in the laptop and you're really stuck, so we can do it after the class as well. But I will. So both ways are okay. My suggestion that you must learn Azure. That's where all the jobs are going now, and majority of the companies are migrating their Exchange applications to Azure Cloud, as well as AWS Solutions Architect Cloud, and Google Cloud, right? So pretty much every company is going towards that. So that's an opportunity as well, that you get to learn cloud, Azure Cloud, right? Okay, guys. So I was explaining to you about that. So that's why I had asked the IT team from George Brown that please make sure that every student, including and the teacher, instructor, has access to Microsoft Azure Cloud, so we could build up labs. Now this is the same for database course as well, where I'm going to talk about databases, and we're going to create in Azure database machines there, right? So it's what we can do. But those who want to go for their good hardware, I'm there to help you, right? So it's just that hopefully you're able to troubleshoot some of the stuff that you're doing. Okay, guys, if we have talked about that now, so let's get going with some other stuff here. So yeah, welcome to Miller Administration COMP3102. And then I have 15, actually it's much more than that. I have 15 years of experience in the field of IT, and especially on the system administration side of it. So it's about me. My name is Saeed Ahmed Shahzad. Worked for a university and a bank network supporting thousands of users and a sizable infrastructure. I do ID contracts in different companies in GTA. Any contracts coming your way and you are good enough, so I'll just forward it to you as well. But the thing is, how good are you? So I'm sure you guys are all smart, because previous courses, amazing students were there. They did really hard work with the configuration. So I salute them, and definitely those who work hard, I'll salute you guys as well. So I teach in other colleges as well, the IT courses like AWS Solutions Architect Associate. Now this is really important course, and there are many high-paying jobs for that right now. Even in your master's program, those who are going for that, you will have AWS involved there as well. And in ultimately you're looking for jobs in the market, and this is where the jobs are now. Microsoft Azure, AWS, well, that's not Microsoft. AWS Solutions Architect, Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure Administrator, Architect, and Security. These three certifications are really critical, as well as Google Cloud Administrator. Now in 2020, they really require those skills, and the pay scale is more than $100,000 per year in US, and well, 90K per year in Canada. So it's a combination of these certifications. Hopefully you've done the VMware course already. Well, there's MCSA, that's for operating systems, Microsoft Server operating system. It's expiring in 2021, the certification. So any one of you who wants to do these certifications, just let me know. I'll send you the resources there, and you can just try to certify as much as possible to get more jobs sooner, better paying jobs sooner, right? VMware 6.7, I teach that, and there are so many jobs there that are asking for, hey, you do have VMware skills. Citrix, Office 365, I teach all that in other colleges as well, and do contracts there. So whatever I see in the job market that they're requiring or asking this technology and some of those configurations, so I try to add that in the course as well, right? So those who really need to go for these certifications, then let me know. Just email me or WhatsApp me, and I'll send you the study material for that too. So you should be job ready before you leave the college, or even during your college. You can just go for jobs as well, right? Okay, so that said, now we then go for the next level, and that is so guys, I would need your side, some introduction from your side as well. So hopefully your mics are good, and so you can just answer these questions as your introduction. From the top, there's A's and B's and C's from the list in WebEx. So you can come on the mic and you can just answer these questions as your introduction, and we'll go ahead from there afterwards. So you could, I'll just say the name. You can just come on the mic and ask, answer. What are the questions? Your full name. If you work in a company, then what's the company name? Your job designation and nature of work. If you work, any certifications you have already done, MCSA, AWS, Azure, CCNA. How much hours you would want to give as home study for this course daily? What do you expect from this course? And are you a hard worker or a smart worker? So these are some of the common questions there. You can just come on the mic one by one and say that. So I'll just say the name and you can just come, right? So the top, from the top, there is Amir Hussain. You can come on the mic and please, you can introduce yourself.
Hi everyone. So as you see, my name is Amir Hussain and my last name is Ibn Rumi. And I don't work for a company, but I'm a freelancer and I design website for offices and companies maybe in the future. And I'm studying for AWS certification right now. Really hard. I'm studying that really hard these days. And I'm a hard worker. Yeah, I spend a lot of time on something that really matters to me.
Cool. Thank you, sir.
No
And
problem.
then Andrew. So Andrew Rambaj, I think. Oh yeah, I guess you can unmute your mic. I guess it's muted. And oh yeah, we can't hear you, Andrew. So maybe there's some mic issue there. You can put it on the chat as well. Oh, my mic is not working. I'm just troubleshooting that. Okay. So sorry, we cannot hear you, Andrew. Maybe there's some mic issue. So Brady. Oh yeah, we cannot hear you too. So no, Brady. You may try to unmute. So there's that on. WebEx, there's a mute me and there's a unmute there. Oh, okay. Okay, Andrew. And I did unmute. Oh, okay. So maybe your laptop unmute. There's a laptop mic button there as well. Maybe that is muted. Okay. But yeah, try this, and when it's back, let me know. So, camera on. Oh, okay. So, Kong Li An. No, Kong Li An. I think you need to unmute your mic on the laptop as well as on WebEx and also your headset. 3 areas where you can check. Uh-huh. Yikes. Okay, yeah, it's I think after. Okay. So then Duong Hei. So I think Duong Hei also maybe having mic issues. Hey, last course everyone's mics were okay. So what's going on here? So but yes, it happens. Definitely it happens. Okay. Dylan.
Hello?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I'm Dylan Magalhaes. I'm not working in the field right now, but I do plan on getting my CCNA certification and ideally Azure.
Okay.
And I am a hard worker at times, but I'm definitely motivated to get a good mark in this course.
All right. Great. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And Eric? Eric Nielsen? Okay, maybe Mike as well. Yes. So Gideon, hopefully I'm saying the name correctly.
My name is Gideon
Okay, Gideon.
Alema, and
Yep.
I don't work at home. So far I have AWS and I have Security Plus.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah, and I work smart.
All right.
All right.
I can hear myself.
Can hear myself.
All right. Thank you, sir. And Hamid. Hello, Eric. Yeah, Eric has said in the chat.
Hello, my name is Hamid. I study, and can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Right now, I don't work related actually to this environment, but I work for Amazon, and I'm studying hard to get a certificate. I mean, a CCNA certificate, and I'm studying hard to get the job in this field, hopefully. Thank you.
That's very good. Thank you, sir. Okay, Jacob. Oh, okay. No problem. Jericho.
Hello?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, sorry. My name is Jericho Yu. I don't work right now in this field, but I have a job. The other job is for Restobar. I haven't done any certification yet, but I'm hoping to get one, at least CCNA certification soon if I finish studying. And I'm a hard worker and well motivated to get a high mark on this course.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, John. Oh, John Cedric Fernandez. Oh, okay. No mic. So John Kenneth.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah.
My name is John Bastante, John Kenneth Bastante, and I don't work in an IT company yet right now, and I'm working as in a restaurant as well,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm actually studying the CCNA course right now and planning to take the CCNA exam someday,
Mm-hmm.
and I expect a lot to learn more and deeper in this course and aiming for an A plus,
Mm-hmm.
like I can do. And I'm both hard work and smart work.
All right.
And that's it.
That's great. Mm-hmm. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And Kingsley.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, my name is Kingsley McQueens. I'm a businessman currently. I'm not working for any company.
Nice.
Uh, I don't have any certifications yet. I'm studying to get some certifications done.
Oh, okay.
Uh, I'll try to put a lot of hours in to really to get enough knowledge out of this course.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And I'll consider myself as a smart worker. It's better to
Nice.
be smart than working hard. That's it. Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Okay, Nirvana. Oh, sorry. Minseok Choi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah.
My name is Miss Choi. I don't really work right now. Also don't really have any certification. So, yeah, I think I'm a hard worker now.
All right. Oh, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nirvana Rose. Oh, okay. And Paul Mullins.
Hi, my name is Paul Mullins. I'm not currently working right now. I have studied for the Red Hat Certified System Administrator exam and have to book it. And but I'm during so I want to do that before Christmas. I've also been studying towards AWS, covering the AWS Cloud Practitioner course, and I'm trying to figure out where to go from there because I'm still viewing all of that content. And I would way rather be a smart worker than a hard worker.
All right. Thank you, sir. All right. And 12 Burhan. Sorry if I mispronounce the name. So T-Well Burhan, I think Cassie. Oh, okay. So I guess Mike. Vincent Pham. And I guess Mike here as well. Oh, okay. So Yusuf Khan. Okay. I guess Yusuf, we are not able to hear you. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's okay. Don't worry about that. So it happens. But thank you guys for letting me know about you as well. And let's get going with what we need to cover. And well, the thing is that we really need to work hard with that. And many of you actually realize that the Amazon Web Services, AWS Solutions Architect course, Microsoft Azure Administrator Architect, and other courses. So these are really critical for our job or careers. So that's why, well, I'm here to help you out with those courses because I teach those courses in different colleges, and I do contracts in these skills as well. So whoever really needs to go ahead with these all courses, I have all the study material and sample questions. Okay, so yeah, maybe some of you might understand when I say so well, are you the easygoing type? It's your choice either to be, well, this is like, so when you're doing some contract somewhere and they have to use some legal terms there. It's not legal, I mean, like, it's legal, but it's not that. So it's your choice either to be lazy and simply attend the class, nod to the instructor, pretending you understand everything he said, go home and stay being too busy. I know you guys are busy, I'm sure you're not like that. Or then try to, so are you the active and hardworking type? Try to understand and follow what instructor is saying. Let me know if I'm going fast. Guys, we have to cover a lot of topics, so I could go fast, but I tend to go with your speed, although we still need to finish the topics as well. So the thing is that it's a fine balance between you guys are following me and I need to go ahead, but I need everyone to be on the same page. You got an error, you're troubleshooting, okay, we can wait for a little while, but if it is going to take longer time, then you can sit back, enjoy the show, and do take the screenshot of the error as a proof that that's why you were not able to upload the lab at the end of the class. So ask me to repeat what you don't understand, not shy of asking simple and easy questions. Ask me to repeat what you don't understand, right? So suppose you were trying to understand and you didn't get it, any type of topics or something. So there's so much distraction at home, right? There is another screen, there's a cell phone there are Facebook, and there's Twitch, and there are all those distractions there. Well, the thing is that suppose you were on Facebook and you were like, that's so funny, and then, oh, that was important. Hey, teach, can you repeat that? So, don't do that, because if you were trying to understand and then you're asking me to repeat, that's okay. But if you were totally somewhere else, then watch the video and then do that later. If you were not even paying attention. Now, I really wish we were in the class, so at least there are less distractions there. But now we're home, and good luck. So those who really want to understand and learn and really want to make their future, they will still be serious. Others will at least try to follow the lab. They will have to if they need the marks, right? So, I will make you do all the important labs. It's up to you. How much you want to understand, how much hard work you want to give yourself. You want to land on a good job sooner, higher pay sooner, right? So my suggestion, do follow it, and try to complete the certifications at the end of this course, because I'm trying to do this course with that certification in mind, so you could be able to go for that certification as well, whatever topics we can cover in this course for that certification. So I'm going to tell you that too, what certifications we're aiming for now, and Microsoft, how fast Microsoft is expiring certifications and then coming up with newer ones. Well, times are changing fast as well, so I'm about to brief on that too. So not shy of asking simple and easy questions. Don't be shy, just ask questions. Hey, why is that? Why not that? And what is this topic about? Can you repeat that? So just try to it should be interactive class, but you have to follow the lab, because you need to upload at the end of the class to get the marks, right? So work on your home lab and SMS, WhatsApp me, email me with screenshots, or call me. Okay, ignore that call me thing. Well, I am in other classes as well, back to back, or connected to a contract. So I will do my best to help you out with what you need. It's just that do let me know that what it is about. If you have to call me, otherwise I will check your WhatsApp or SMS or email, and I'll try to help you as much as possible. Just if there's an error you want to talk about, just give me a screenshot of that, and I'll try to troubleshoot that. You can put that screenshot in the WhatsApp group as well, and we can just work it out, and we'll try to help. I ask you to download TeamViewer. That is also, if you're really stuck and you really need my help, then just so we can fix a time, and then I can connect to your machine, and I can help you out with that too, right? So work. Okay, if you're stuck with work. Okay. So and other than that, I'll be creating a video. I'm right now recording that too, and the labs you can just catch up with those labs if you were stuck in the lab and you have a proof of legit errors normally are legit, but if it's an error, you need to put that screenshot there. If you don't have a error screenshot as well and you did not upload to the lab, then it will be either you didn't submit the lab at all, or it was late submission if you are submitting after the midnight that day. So try to do the lab with me and get it over with, and just upload it when the class ends, right? That's best for you. And if you are absent and you know that, oh, I have a video there, then obviously it's late submission first of all, half marks gone already. And if those absences are more, so obviously then that would raise a lot of questions. Why are you absent? So obviously you must be here, and better just do the labs with me and just upload that. Okay guys, screenshots of the labs can be taken for important configurations as a proof. Well, I'll be asking you to take a screenshot, so when I do some configuration, I'll stop at that. Hey, take a screenshot of this one, and make sure your name in the background for the resource is appearing. So you just need to take a screenshot when I ask you to take a screenshot of a specific configuration. I'll try to take a screenshot on my own as well from my side, just to and put it on WhatsApp group, just to give you a sample. Hey, this is a screenshot I need. So it should be exactly looking like that, but with your name behind in some resource, or your college ID or OneNote where your college ID is showing, right? So once we finish the lab together, then you may upload it to a link that I will make available. Use Windows snipping tool. Hopefully everyone knows how to take a screenshot, right? OneNote copying or print screen. If you have OneNote already downloaded, so it's Windows key, Shift key, and S letter key there that takes a screenshot. If I just take a screenshot now, so then I can choose any of this, here I just put those hotkeys there, Windows key, Shift key, and S key, right? Okay, so that done, that's what we talked about. And then yes, our timing is 4 hours, 4 to 8 p.m. and there will be quizzes, midterm, final term as well. And it's every day there will be, every class there will be a lot of labs there, or a 4-hour theory plus lab, then theory, then lab, then theory, then lab, and a lot of maps that I'm going to create there, diagrams. So well, those who really want to understand, are serious about the career, they really want to get a good job in the market, a high paying job sooner, so you would try to understand what I'm talking about. So other than that, guys, this is the form link that I gave there in the Blackboard as well. So hopefully you've filled up this form, and well, this link is there as well on the Blackboard, so you can just go there and fill out that form. Other than that, if I further go ahead, so normally I tend to talk about career as well. Right now, the GTA job market, how it is going, what courses, what certifications are really critical for your career to get a high-paying job sooner, right? So after getting a degree or diploma, there are so many certifications to do. Then what set of certs should I go for? Yep. If there are any questions, let me know. Oh, I'll just mute all. So there's that. What set of certs should I go for in order to apply for a system administration jobs ranging from 25 per hour up to 50 or 60 per hour? If you have a lot of experience before as well, then yes, you can see even 50 or 60. Okay, so there's a question from Eric. How important are certs versus just education? So it's always a combination of both. Suppose, well, there are many administrators who are now actually getting 120K per year purely because of their experience, and then there are many who have just the certifications plus a lot of experience to handle the company's $1 million investments or machines. So they're still earning good because of their experience plus certifications. And then there are those, when it comes to being promoted, and they want you to become a manager now, or a director or senior director, so they look for your education, and that's where some are really stuck. They're just certified, and maybe they don't even have certification, so they remain an administrator. And when it comes to corporate promotions, your education is the first thing they see. Now many companies do see that, hey, are you having bachelor's degree, master's degree, and then you have certifications, and some experience, that's the best combination. So they always prefer a combination of what you have. If you don't go for education, just certifications, that's not a very good idea. Education plus certifications would be the best combination right now. Many are not having a bachelor's degree, and they really suffer. Suppose you are applying for a job, and then there are going to be hundreds of resumes there, right? So it's already there's tough competition going on. So when there are resumes there, so they always look for the combination of skills and education. So education plus certification is the best combination. Otherwise, well, obviously they will go for experience, and then comes the education, and then comes certifications. Many jobs are asking for you must be bachelor's in science, in IT, or many jobs are asking that. So now that's why education is the most important, and then after that the certifications. The combination of that is the best. Paul says, Paul says, where are good places to look for part-time IT jobs? Okay, I have a job group as well, where I normally send all the part-time, full-time jobs, and students from previous courses and other colleges. They all join there as well. So sometimes my friends send me job. Hey, you have a guy with this is a skill. I just forward it there. And sometimes recruiters who know me, they ask me, hey, you have a guy. I just forward it. So whoever is, seeing that, oh, I can do this, go ahead and apply, right? So with your permission, I will just add you to the job group. Those I'm gonna ask you all. Whoever says yes, please put me in your job group as well. So I will just put them. Whenever you want, you can just opt out. So up to you. But yes, as Cameron says, Indeed and LinkedIn, yes, the best sites where you can go for job search. Indeed and LinkedIn, exactly. So guys, those who are interested, I'll just add you to there, and then it's a kind of sometimes I spam as well. Well, spam means there are so many jobs there, right? So desktop support, as well as level 2, level 3 jobs there. So whichever you think you're confident with. Also, interview questions. Whenever you're going for interview, let me know. Well, let me know the job designation as well. What is the job about? And I'll send you the interview questions for those. Plus, you need to certify. I need to repeat that again and again. You need to certify ASAP. Last course, 3 or 4 students have done Microsoft Azure administrator certification during the course in their intersession week, and few after that. Right at the end of the course, they did that. So all the materials there. Are you willing to work hard? I have the material. Go for it. Interview questions, job leads there, and whatever you want, I'll just provide it to you. Just you need to really work hard to get that, and obviously you're gonna get a good job if you really are working hard, and shining up your skills. Okay, so I was just talking about this as well, and yes, those who have, I'll just put it in the WhatsApp group as well, and those who said please add me, so I'll just need your Gmail there, so I'll go to the form which you have filled, and I'll just add you to the job group, and there. So some of my students in Humber College, and they just recently got the jobs as well. Some of them had previous experience as well, right? So I was telling them, hey, if there's any job opportunity in your company, just let me know. There are some very good, talented students there who will be a fine fit. So, guys, if you have done AWS Solutions Architect Associate Certification, if you have done Microsoft Azure 104 Administrator Certification, one of the Office 365 certification. Now, this is what I'm talking about now for the job market. That try to add some value to your resume, and I can just tweak your resume as well a little. But here, recommended certifications ought. Okay, that's a new English. It's 2. So to get better paying jobs in GDA, 3 exams of MCSA 2016. Now you should at least be expert in any one of the operating system. Better be expert in 2 operating systems. One is Windows Server operating system, The other is RHCSA or Linux operating system. So if you're an expert in both types of operating system, because in cloud it's all either you will be installing Windows operating system or Linux operating system, right? So if you're an MCSA and RHCSA or anyone, then you're good. It's a must-have certification right now. Second thing is that Exchange Server that the course is about. If you know Exchange Server 2010, 2013, 2016, or its online version, Exchange Online, so at least one of this certification, either you go for Office 365 certification 1 certification or Exchange Hybrid. Now it's just online plus hybrid. I'm going to introduce you to the course topics as well, then you will understand that, oh, okay, so it's still hybrid. Hybrid means you have Exchange Server in your local branch or on premises, as well as you have online in Microsoft Office 365, right? So this one other certification is must have. If you have SQL Server experience before, that's very good. If you never touched a database before, that's on the Thursdays we're going for that course. So try to do as many hands-on labs there, because SQL Server or databases are in every company. It's not like companies may have it. Companies have it. So you should know some of database knowledge, or well, the more you have the better, right? Every company has databases. So, and then you should put it on your resume as you go through some of the features there. I'll tell you that, hey, this feature, this feature, this feature, add it to your resume. So then there is Microsoft System Center Configuration Manager, SCCM. Maybe you've heard that. Some of you may have heard that before, SCCM. But that's when you have done must-have certifications. Then you go for good-to-have certifications after must-have are done. Normally banks go for SCCM experts. SCCM is that you can make changes to thousands of machines. You can upgrade thousands of machines. You can deploy applications to thousands of devices. So that's done by SCCM. Its online version is Intune, Microsoft Intune. Maybe you've heard about that. So try to gain some experience on that too. And then there is VMware. Now this certification is really important. I think you guys have done already some of VMware, right? In the market, they really need VMware certified professionals. Although this is a local branch, on-premises platform, virtualization platform, but my students who have done the AWS and cloud courses there and cloud certifications, some of them went to market for the job interviews, and they were being asked for VMware as well. That hey, because VMware is your on-premises, your local office. Maybe you have a Toronto branch, right? Did I say branch? Okay. You have a did I say the opposite of that? Branch in Toronto, not Toronto and branch. Okay. So branch in Toronto, and you got this VMware. So they will ask you to migrate the virtual machines from VMware platform to AWS Solutions Architect, AWS Cloud, or Azure Cloud, or Google Cloud. Well, there's Oracle Cloud as well. There's Alibaba Cloud as well. There are many clouds. So IBM also has software. So, but you need to know VMware to be, your resume shows that, and definitely they'll prefer you than that resume that doesn't have VMware VCP certification not mentioned. So they will prefer your resume if you have VMware VCP-DCV 6.7 mentioned there, right? So my suggestion, I think you guys have done that course already, virtualization, or maybe you're doing this semester, maybe, right? So have you done that, VMware? No? Yes? Maybe? Or never did that? Previous course, they said that they already gone through VMware and Hyper-V, or virtualization course, right? So maybe you guys have done that too. Yusuf says yes. Okay, cool. So this is, certification for that is really important, but you have to do it from that college, from that institute. Okay, Eric says, we have used it many times, but didn't have a VMware course specifically. Oh, okay. So guys, normally what happens is I teach VMware in other colleges. I have the recordings for that. Those who are interested in going in depth with those labs, you can let me know. I'll just add you to that course, VMware course. You can download the machines. You can follow all the labs as I did, step by step, hands-on, pretty hands-on course, right? So, well, I'm just offering free for you. So those were interesting. But you have to do certification from that college, which is VMware certified academy, right? I think George Brown is VMware certified, but the the responsible people don't know that. When I say that, it's really weird. In Humber College also, I told them, hey, you guys are VMware certified, so give the 70% discount voucher for the exam of VMware to the students. And then I had to just arrange it myself for them. I teach VMware there, right? So here, I don't know who else, somebody else teaches VMware. So otherwise, I would have dig down into, hey, give these guys vouchers now. 70% discount voucher. You give the exam, you're a VMware certified professional, right? But if you want to do the labs, just let me know. I'll just add you to my labs that I've recorded somewhere else. Follow those labs because these questions are being asked even if you go to cloud. You do all the cloud certifications, right? And then you go to the market. They're asking, hey, we have VMware machines here, and we need you to migrate it to cloud. So do you know VMware? So you must say yes. So before you leave the college for job opportunities, well, if you can, just try to do all the labs of VMware as well. I can provide you that. Okay. One exam of Citrix administrators. Now, this is good to have. All big companies, government organizations, ministries, they all have Citrix there. It's an application virtualization. It's good to have after you have done must-have courses, right? ITIL is change management, and that is, suppose you're changing a RAM in the server, so you have to write it down. You have to write down the plan B. Then you have to get approval from the boss. So that's called change management, right? Change management. So this certification is a must-have. It's better to have it in the resume now. Otherwise, when you do join a job, then the companies will make you do that, right? So better to have it before you apply for a job. It's a bit easier to do certification. So it's all change management. And interview, they ask about, do you do your task with ITIL rules or principles? So you must know then ITIL. So one exam, CCNA, guys, we are all connected through switches and routers. And if you haven't done CCNA, that's not good. So you must do CCNA before you leave this college. At least CCNA if you go for CCNP, or wow, if you are CCIE, I salute you. Wow, amazing. But they're all going towards cloud. So those who were who have done CCIE, now they're coming for cloud courses as well, and VMware courses as well, because that's the new requirements as well. Although you will get a job easily if you did CCNP, CCIE, plus these other combination of courses. It's always a combination. It's not just one course, right? So I'm just telling you the reality out in the market. So don't think that, oh man, this is too much. I mean, this is like, whoa, what are you talking about? It's too tough. Yes, outside it is tough. I'm telling you now, it's tough. So try to go for as many must-have certifications, and I'm here to help you. And I'm telling you, in the market, it's not that easy. But yes, if you really work hard, many of the students who had no idea about IT at all, they were changing their fields. 6 and 7 months of really hard work, 6-7 months to up to 1.5 year of real hard work, and doing the new, I mean, those courses which are really trending in the market, which are really required. They just went for those, did the certifications, did all the labs again and again. Some of them are now well-paid administrators. So it's all about hard work, and do you have a plan, right? So did you do all the certifications? Did you understand all the topics? Did you implement all the labs? After that, yes, people have done the impossible. Now some of them, which we were not thinking about, that this guy can't make it in IT, no way. After hard work of 6-7 months up to 1.5 year, now they're administrators and they're doing contracts. So the thing is, it's all possible. Do you have a plan? This is, well, from my side, this is a plan. Are you willing to really work hard for that? That's the difference between a good job that you get sooner or not. So there's that certification. CCNA is a must-have. Do it ASAP. And then the must have that I always say are the cloud certifications. So if you're going for practitioner for Azure or and AWS, so that's very good. The recruiters will really turn to your resume if you have at least minimum Azure cloud administrator. Now this is not public cloud, obviously these are all public clouds. So Azure administrator, so this is the one that recruiters will really uh, get attention to your resume if you have this certification and go multi-vendor always in cloud. So go for this one, Amazon Web Services Certified Associate Architect. If you're going for practitioner, that's very good, very very good. Do it as soon as possible. After that, you must go for Amazon Web Services Certified Associate Architect. Certified Architect Associate. It's the other way around. Seriously, wow, amazing. And I'm okay. Certified Architect Associate. So this is a must-have for Amazon because Amazon Cloud is the top CSP or cloud services provider. And then the second best is Azure, but in GTA more jobs are for Azure Cloud Administrator. So better go for practitioner first and then go for this. There are alternate classes somewhere else I'm teaching. That's where I also I'm teaching AZ 104. Any of you who are free on Wednesdays and Fridays can join my other class as well online, but if you're free, right? And so it's also obviously for you guys it's free, but or you need to get resources for that. How did I do all the labs there? Although we're gonna go through all those labs ourselves as well. Okay guys, so this is just a career talk here. But the thing is that you must go through must-have courses before the end of the I think it's very difficult, but before the end of this whole program, if you do at least these two certifications and at least CCNA, right? So these three should be there before you start applying for a job. RHCSA, it's a very, very good certification, but after that, these four can be a very good combination. This is, I think, I can try for you again and again, but you can ask your VMware virtualization instructor if he can give you the 70% discount voucher if you ever attended the virtualization course. Okay, so Dong says, is CompTIA Plus important? Yes, guys, if you haven't entered in the field of IT before, and this is the first time you're entering into IT, so CompTIA A Plus is for hardware. A Plus has 2 exams, and it's good to have that because many of the companies will ask, hey, if you have A Plus, come to us, and yeah, we have some hardware related jobs there where you can just try to handle devices and desktops and laptops. But A plus is for entry. This is very good if you have no experience of IT before, right? So yes, A plus is very good. CompTIA exams are normally Security Plus, Network Plus. These are also very good to enter the field of IT. If you have good experiences, then go for at least these 4. And with VMware alongside these, this is a very good combination for you. Plus your diploma or degree, that would be even better with this combination. It's always a combination, right? Okay guys, so this is career talk here, and it's all recorded as well, so you can see it on the YouTube. If you have filled out the form and put your Gmail there, then you will be able to see that. You just have to make sure that when you're watching the video, your Gmail should be logged into your Gmail, otherwise you won't be able to see that video. If you close your Gmail, you won't be able to see the video. If you stay logged into the Gmail that you provided me, you will be able to see the class video, right? Okay guys, then always better to group together and do certifications. Okay, so Amir says there, I have not got Gmail after register the form. Oh, okay. So Amir, you can create a new Gmail, and because YouTube gets authentication from Gmail, whoever's Gmail is added there and is logged in from Gmail can only watch the video, right? So just create a new Gmail and that's it. It's very easy, right? And then fill the form again with the Gmail. Okay guys, so okay, cool. Okay guys, so let's go ahead and talk about the course as well. Now this course has a lot of opportunities for you in terms of, yes, it would have been better if we had downloaded it and installed it in your in the desktops to see it firsthand, but you get to learn Azure Cloud. You get to learn AWS Cloud. Azure, and even in SQL, we're gonna have to rely on Azure, and that's actually an opportunity for you because so many jobs are there for Azure, and they specifically ask, hey, do you know Azure security? Do you know Azure, how to create databases there? Do you know how to you might not see a lot of criteria where they may have deployed Active Directory, DNS, DHCP with Exchange server in a separate machine. This might be a possibility where you have a Toronto branch here, suppose, and in the Toronto branch, you have an Exchange server already here, and that local Exchange servers need to be fully migrated. Now, this is also kind of a rare, not rare, but very few companies would go, hey, I want my whole Exchange server as a virtual machine in Azure, and Exchange server will be installed inside. Majority of the companies, or pretty much large majority, we can say, would go for this Microsoft 365 Exchange Online. This is the way normally they go. So what they do from on-premises or local branch Exchange, they just migrate the mailboxes to Exchange Online. After that, they manage the mailboxes there, or they simply create all the mailboxes there, right? So majority of the time, this is the case. When it comes to SQL, in the SQL class on Thursday, obviously I will tell that, but there, yes, you can also go for still already installed SQL, or you have to, majority of the cases, you will have to install SQL in virtual machines yourself. So this is true for SQL or databases, but when it comes to Exchange, they already have a already installed Exchange. So when we talk about already installed and what we can install ourselves, so there's a difference. There's a IaaS, and that is infrastructure as a service. So what I wanted you to do is maybe, because it depends on, if your internet is too slow, we have to switch to Exchange Online. But you do get to experience, this is in Azure, that's how these are the best practices to create a virtual machine, and then what are the best practices in production environment to create an Exchange server. So you get to learn all that, which is also an opportunity, right? So infrastructure as a service. So what is this? This means that you can create VMs and storage to upload files and folders. Networks, you can create your own networks there. You can create your own databases there. So this and the examples for that is Azure Cloud, Microsoft Azure Cloud. This is IaaS, or infrastructure as a service, Microsoft Azure Cloud. The top one, actually, let's go from top one. So that would be obviously your AWS Solutions Architect, or actually AWS Cloud or Amazon Web Services. That's the top. Then the second best in the market is Azure Cloud, and then the third best now, which is actually gaining momentum, and that is Google Cloud. So you need to be an expert in all three. The more knowledge you have, the better, right? Maybe you decide, no, it's too overwhelming, I'll just go for AWS Cloud. No, the combination of skills are needed in the market. They don't want one guy having just one type of, yes, expertise for big companies, banks, yes, they will go for experts. But this means that you must have already 15 years of experience to land a job in the bank, right? Right now, if you don't have that experience, better have multiple skills to attract the recruiters to, and then you must be good in interviews as well. Okay, so here, infrastructure as a service, that's where we're going. That's where I'm suggesting that, okay, let's create virtual machines here, and install Exchange server step by step, and then learn how to install and deploy an Exchange server. You have good hardware at home, you can do that there as well, if you're a good troubleshooter. Otherwise, you can follow me on the virtual machines, and that is called IaaS, or infrastructure as a service. Then there is SaaS. So that is software as a service. Now that's where there is when COVID-19 came, so Microsoft, huge amount of companies, majority of the companies went for Office 365, because Office 365 offers what? In Office 365, this is not just Word, Excel, PowerPoint, right? This is Exchange Online. This is our course now. SharePoint Online. Maybe you've heard about that. SharePoint Online. It's not that easy. It's a complicated course. And then there's Teams Online. This certification is really in demand right now. Exchange Online and Teams Online. And well, then there is Azure Active Directory. That's really important. And then there is Endpoint Manager. So that is like you can just handle your devices there. Endpoint Manager. Endpoint Manager. So this is a combination of Office 365, and the new name for that is, for the job purpose, you should know it's Microsoft 365 now. But older name is Office 365. So we will first try to go for infrastructure as a service, which is, I think, is a good opportunity for you to learn the Microsoft Azure up close. And then if it proves to be too slow for you, that the whole virtual machine is created and then you're installing a big, I call it a beast, this application here, Exchange Server. Oh, okay, there's a question there in the comments. WebEx. Cameron says, I thought they stopped using SharePoint. Oh, they are very well into SharePoint Online, and it's a separate certification as well now. And I've been teaching Microsoft 365, Exchange Online, SharePoint Online, Teams Online, Azure Active Directory, all 4 in 1 course, right? So SharePoint is very, very much in. And so not only do you create your intranet there, you can connect databases to a SharePoint, you can arrange files and folders. So that's pretty much a very important skill that we should know, right? So okay, so what we understand from here is that these are the skills. So what my suggestion is that first we go for IaaS, infrastructure as a service, because we are forced to do that because of COVID-19, and then we may have to switch to software as a service. And in software as a service, all the skills are there, all the same configurations are there that were there. Here we're gonna go from scratch to create the whole environment. One virtual machine, second virtual machine, what ports need to be open, what firewall ports, or as we call them, security groups should be configured. And then once we know that, oh, that's how we deploy Exchange Server, okay, and it's step by step, it's going to be more painful. I should not say that, but it's not that easy. So but thing is that once we're done with that, and what my plan was, or how the course really goes with the desktop machines, is this: not only that you need to deploy one Exchange server, you need to deploy 2 Exchange servers, and that should also be a member server, and then another second Exchange server. And then we were supposed to deploy here, and then we're supposed to deploy here DAG. Maybe some of you may have heard it, and some of you may not have, but that is a database availability group. Which means that if one Exchange server goes down, the other Exchange server takes over and becomes active, and the users still keep on connecting to their mailboxes, right? So this is the feature only possible if you have 2 Exchange servers deployed in your virtual machines, right? So otherwise, Exchange Online does not have, you don't need to worry about Exchange Online for virtual machines. You don't need to worry about the CPU, the RAM. It's just installed there. You just log in and you simply connect to that and try to configure all the options. So we're gonna go for both these types. So when you hit the job market and they say, hey, we have virtual machines there for Exchange, you should say, yes, I know how to configure that. Hey, we have SaaS or software as a service, or Exchange is already installed there and you need to just configure the features, so you should say, yes, I know that too. So that's the plan here. The more we explore the options here, configurations that are in the production environment, the better for us to successfully get a better job, high-paying job sooner, right? So now when I explain that, first we're going to try to go for IaaS, infrastructure as a service, and then SaaS. So I used to do that in previous courses as well when we had access to desktop. So till the midterm we used to install Exchange server and do the DAG for first 6 classes, and then after midterm till final term we would go for this SaaS based or already installed Exchange Online, because that skill is still required a lot in the market as well. But now we are forced to just use Azure instead of our desktops. That's the difference between before COVID and now. I would suggest take it as an opportunity, because Azure, the more you learn, the better, the more confident you are in Azure, because you need to do 3 exams, not 1. Microsoft Azure Administrator, Microsoft Azure Architect, and Microsoft Azure Security. 3 exams you must do to get a level 3 job, maybe 35 per hour, 40 per hour, 50 per hour. So those 3 exams in Azure in GTA market that's a very good combination. Okay, guys. So this is our plan. Any question is always welcome here, and from 4 to 8 if the class is there. So we'll have a 20-minute break at 6, right? So then we're gonna continue with our rest of the topics there. So yeah, Paul says in the chat, is there a website guide to all these certs somewhere? Website guide. Now, if you go to those pages, well, there are actually many, but I can arrange that as well. But if you go for separate certification pages like AWS Solutions Architect Associate, and yep, this is the page for that. So I'll just put that in your WebEx and you can open it now. I'll put it on my OneNote as well, the different certificates, so you will get it in the OneNote. So certification information URLs, right? So so that's a good question, because this is what you need to do after this program, because this program is really important for you. But after that, it's a very good combination of doing so. It's AZ104. That's another one that I'll just put that page there as well. There are some more topics there. Okay, more questions there. So this is the other one. I'll put it on. So okay. Okay, what are the 3 exams name you just mentioned? Gideon was saying, yeah. So the 3 exams are this. Oh, I just mentioned. Oops, I mentioned a lot actually. If I go back here, so oh yeah, those Azure 3 exams. So let me just write those for Azure. For Azure, offer. It's for Azure. We must be certified in AZ-104, which is Azure Administrator, and then AZ-300, that is Azure Architect, then AZ-500, that is Azure Security. Now these are really important, because GTA market has more Azure jobs here. But if you go multi-vendor, at least do Solutions Architect Associate plus these 3. That would be very, this is like if you have done AZ-104 already, then go for 300 and 500 as well. I have the full course videos somewhere else, so you can just access that. Let me know on WhatsApp. Other than that, yes, so these were the pages I was just showing you, AZ-104, and you can just type those links there for, then there is VCP certification there, VCP 6.7, and that is also VMware exam, yeah, that's a page for that, and that's also there. Oh, okay. So don't AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud overlap in the content they cover? Yes, Paul. Concepts are exactly the same. AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, they are all infrastructure as a course, as a service. So the thing is that if you are expert in AWS, the companies would ask, hey, we have all Azure environment. So yes, they might think that, okay, since you're expert in AWS, so you will be okay. Normally companies say, no, you must have that certification of Azure if you want to touch our $1 million investment there. They've invested a lot of millions of dollars or thousands of dollars there, right? So normally they ask, no, we know that AWS, Azure may be same, but they have a lot of different ways to do the same thing. Azure, you create a VNet there. In AWS, you create a VPC there, right? These are both private networks. So they have different ways to do that. And some of the requirements are so different that when you're implementing that, you might be confused if you're just done AWS but not Azure, and you're given a job of Azure, it's going to be confusing. So they require you to have AWS, Azure, Google Cloud separate specific certifications, because same concept, but sometimes it's totally different, but very different way of doing things. So yeah. Okay, and then there's Azure Admin, Architect, and Security. Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't see that. Eric already mentioned that. And Paul says, doesn't Kubernetes abstract the cloud infrastructure away? Therefore, the question of Azure, AWS, and Google Cloud does not. Oh, okay. So Kubernetes is really going in, and virtual machines might be kicked out soon, but not real soon. That's why Google Cloud is now even more important. Kubernetes is for all the containers. Containers are for specific isolated applications, and virtual machines do offer that too. You won't see containerization take over virtual machines in next 5 to 8 years. Virtual machines are still there. So, but yes, containers are much easier to deploy on large scale and lighter to deploy. So Kubernetes is really taking over. So this is a subject. This is skill that you must have. What are containers? What is Kubernetes? And all three, AWS Solutions Architect, Azure, Google Cloud, they all three talk about Kubernetes and containers, how to make containers. So this certification does cover. If you're a Kubernetes certified, that's a wow. But yes, this is really hot topic now, Kubernetes and containers. But it's not going to take over. No, it's not like taking over right away everything. And you still need the whole cloud solution for many other services, right? Just Kubernetes is not solution for everything in the cloud. But it is really important now, definitely. Okay, guys, so here we're talking about so when we went to the topics there, so every question is welcome there, and the more questions the better, guys. And whatever resources you need for these certifications, just WhatsApp me, and I'll just give you access to. I just run my own stuff as well. So okay. And Hamid says, do you know any company for an apprenticeship or even volunteer? Well, sometimes it's not like usual, but sometimes friends do ask that, hey, if there's a good technical guy, then let me know. But it doesn't happen a lot. I mean, I have to, but some companies, I'm not sure about those companies. I don't know. Sometimes it comes if there are some, word of mouth. So yeah, in the job group, I can just send that too, because whoever can take it. But it doesn't come often for volunteers and apprenticeship. But guys, if you really work hard, the more labs you do at home, the better. There are many other courses that are in demand, and you want the hands-on labs for that, you can just tell me. I'll give you access to that. Download the software, do all the labs one by one. Some students have repeated the labs 2 or 3 times. When they went to the interview, they were so confident. Some of them were hired even though they did not have a lot of experience. So it's up to you how hard worker you are, and how many courses, skills that you have learned, and how many certifications you have done, right? Recruiters will go to those certifications which are in line with what their client really needs, right? So Okay, guys, this is what we're talking about right now, topics covered in this course. And I'll go to that page link there. And this is MS203 certification. Many of the topics of this certifications will be in the exam, but not all. So I'll be telling you which ones are not, because we have to still align the course with college principles and what college is allowing us to do and not whatnot. So, but this is the main page, so which I'm gonna just share you with you now. It's exam MS203, which has been they have joined the topics of two exams to make that one exam called Microsoft 365 messaging, right? So we're going to talk about these topics in detail now. It's going to be 6 o'clock, so let me just and okay. So there's a question there. Cameron says most require your college program to offer a co-op option. Yes. So I think you guys already have some co-op option there, right? Hopefully you have. So, oh, you don't. Okay. Mm-hmm. Ouch. So there's no co-op. Okay. Okay. So you asked the office. Okay. Then it's just the capstone, right? Well, guys, those who have mentioned about volunteers, you can. I'll just try to. I'll add you to the job market and try to see which jobs you can apply. There are some part-time jobs. I just keep on forwarding after seeing some details, so you can just have an idea what kind of jobs are in the market right now. The more skills you add to yourself, the better your chances are. Right. The more certifications you do and skills you add, more recruiters will call you. That's how it is working for students. Okay, in these times, yeah, that's why I'm saying that if you want to increase your skill, improve your skills, I'm offering you some free resources, full courses with hands-on labs, free. So all you need to do is really work hard and work hard now and enjoy the rest of your life if you get a good job, right? So this is the time to really give your 200%. Resources are there, plan is there. Are you willing to work hard other than the college, other than the program? Yes, it is. I'm asking that be ready for 200%, right? But then those who did are, some of them are enjoying good jobs now. So even if they don't offer co-op, that doesn't mean the end of the world. I mean, you have many students in previous courses have proved that they really worked hard and did the certifications and all the courses. They got the job after the program, after 2 months of the program, 3 months of the program, even during the program. So nothing is impossible. All right, guys. So it's 6 o'clock. Let's take a 20-minute break and then come back and talk about our course and some of the basics of the lab environment, and then we're gonna continue in next class as well. All right, guys. Yep. Oh, okay. So I'll just mute here. Let's come back in 20 minutes. So class starts at 6:20, right? Oh yeah, class starts at 6:20. Cool. Yeah. 18:20. Yeah. So break. Okay, guys, so we're back from the break, and um, well, so we were talking about the certifications, and then we need to talk about the course topics as well. So there's that set of topics that are mentioned on the slide here, which is plan the mailbox role, configure and manage the mailbox role. So what is mailbox role? What does it do? We're going to talk about that. Deploy and manage high availability solutions for the mailbox role. Monitor and troubleshoot the mailbox role, and there are other develop backup and recovery solutions for the, well, it's just still saying the mailbox role, but it is lots of types of roles in Exchange that are there. Create and configure mail enabled objects and manage mail enabled object permissions, but that's just a few of the topics. That's not all the topics there. That's where I just put that link there in the chat, as well as here, that explains some more topics on the certification that we are trying to target. Not all of the certification objectives are in the George Brown course, but I can help you out with the rest of it as well if you're going for this certification. So this link I already placed at, well, I'll just put it again here, and I'll be putting those URLs and links in WhatsApp chat as well. So exam, Microsoft, also MS203 and Microsoft 365 messaging. So messaging is, the sending of messages, and email. So email is the core for any business, and all the businesses, they rely on the perfect email flow there for their company, the secure and fast email delivery with all the compliance to all the standards there for security and reliability. So you have to really make sure that the company mail flow is going fine. If there is a problem, suppose there was a deal going on and finalizing the deal with a big client, and big investment was coming to the company, but when your company's employees send an email, and that email reaches after 2 hours to the client instead of right away, so that's a big issue then, and then you have to just check that what caused that 2-hour delay of the email to, that was a critical email to the client. So this happens. I'm in a contract right now where I have to, these are some of the tickets or issues for which they create tickets, and we have to resolve that, hey, that person's email reached that other person after 6 hours, right? So then we have to check that, okay, who's responsible? Is it our infrastructure? If it's 2 employees of our same Exchange server, what is it our Exchange server deployed on premises? Is it online? And if it is online, then talk to the support there. Hey, what's going on in the background that our emails were so slow? Is it our fault, or is it Exchange cloud Exchange provider's fault? So you have to just go through all those. So if we go further down on this page, then you can see, so first of all these certifications are for those, well, as per the vendor, these are for those who are having at least 2 years of experience in this environment of Exchange, and then once they gain some experience, then they should be doing certifications. But reality is totally different. Those who haven't worked on environment, majority of students are those who haven't worked on this environment, or very small amount of time spent there, are trying to do those certifications. If they do certification, then they're hoping for getting some recruiter's attention for the interview. So that's what they're saying here that you should already be an experienced administrator, or at least 1 or 2 years of experience. Then if we go down further, the certification itself is $165, but the good news is that when you're doing the certification with your George Brown college email ID, so you have to pay just half the price. For these mainstream college students like Seneca, Centennial, Humber, George Brown, Durham, so all these, you have to just pay half of it. And if you prove that you're a student of if you have an email of these colleges, registered colleges, then you pay half the price. So it would be just $80 for you, right? Okay, so if we go further down here, so skills measured here, manage organizational settings and resources. Then there's plan and manage the mail architecture, and then plan and implement a hybrid configuration and migration, secure the messaging environment. So if we click that download exam skills outline, so then this is the page that really shows what we need to do. So I'm just going to put that in OneNote as well. So MS 203 Microsoft, well, that's Microsoft messaging, 365 messaging. That's a new certification, 365 messaging, and its link I'll just put there for the main page. So I'll be putting all this in OneNote, and we need to make sure that are we connected to Office 365 and then OneNote as well. In fact, on day one, we're supposed to know that and make sure. So I'm just going to go through the topics, or yeah, this discussion will go a bit longer time, right? So I just wanted to make sure if everyone is able to log in from Office 365 free from the George Brown College with George Brown credentials, then because I'll shift all this to that OneNote, and you will be seeing that there. So first day we are supposed to actually also go for what services we are connecting to. So guys, before I start that, let me just ask you one question, and you can just try that there yourself, that if you can all go to portal.office.com. If anyone can't, let me know. So I'm just gonna put that link here now. Please, and I'm putting it in WebEx as well, and I'm putting it in WhatsApp class group as well. Am I on that group? Yeah, WhatsApp class group. I'm just putting that link. Please try to log in to Office 365 from George Brown credentials, GB credentials. So are you able to log in, or are you not able to log in? Anyone not able to log in? So if I just put that portal.office.com and press enter, and then it asks for, okay, so there are many who are not in the group, so I'll be adding you in the group. If you have contacted me on WhatsApp, then after the class I'll just add the rest of you to the group as well. Okay, so I'm just trying to log in from the, well, it did log me in right away, but what credentials? I'm going to sign out from here. So some of you have already logged in from portal.office.com, but maybe some of you have not been able to do that. So I'll just try to sign in, and it should ask me the credentials. Are you kidding me? Now it logged in me from college. Okay, I just need the George Brown College. Seriously. Yeah, it's all yeah. So yeah, see this, I'm just logging in from my ID at georgebrown.ca, right? College ID and georgebrown.ca. Those who are able to log in from portal.office.com, did you have to type your ID there and log in, or did you have to type your name there, like your name dot something and then first name last name and then George Brown? So so Jacob says I didn't have to type anything. Oh, okay, you're logged in. Student ID. Okay, Paul says student ID. Keith says ID. Eric says auto logged in from before, but probably ID. Yeah. Okay, Amir says ID. Student add number. Oh, so everyone knows then that. So I'm just gonna click that, and once you're inside, so there's that OneNote, and I'll just make a new notebook here, and that is what the name. It's GBFall2020 mail class. So mail class, right? So I'll just create that. once it is created, so all I need to do is those who are logged in, I will just invite you to that page, and you should be able to just see. The good thing about OneNote is as soon as I put it here, anything, it should okay, section name, it's GBFall. It just updates to you in 5 to 10 seconds. Whatever I put here, it just updates to your side of OneNote in 5 to 10 seconds. So that's a good thing, that whatever I'm typing or putting any picture there is just added. So it's just week1 dash yeah, it's week1 fall 2020 dash mail. So what I'm just doing here is I just want to share everything that is there with you. So I'll just Control A, Control C. This is my downloaded OneNote. I'll put it here. So normally, if I just send the instruction, so that many times the students are saying, "Oh, I didn't get it." So now I'm just gonna click that share button on this. So what happens is that you will get an invitation in your Outlook, in your Office Outlook. You will get an invitation of OneNote. Once you click that invitation, so it should connect you to this OneNote. But for other college, how it happened was it sent you an ID in your email. You had to confirm that ID or number, and then it lets you connect to that OneNote. So this OneNote is important for you, so you could just you know, see the notes for the quiz, for the final quiz, right? So I'm just gonna put that ID there. If anyone's ID is there, actually those IDs, can you put your ID there, guys, on WhatsApp, so I could just put one ID and you can just confirm me that is it working here in this college this way or not, because then it will be like 2-3 weeks after that you will get access. By that time I would have added so much data there that you'll be missing. So anyone can put their college ID here on WhatsApp, on WebEx. College ID and full email. Sorry, college ID at georgebrown.ca, right? So can you put that? I just picked it from WhatsApp as well, but you can put it on WebEx as well. In WebEx, this meeting thing. Oh, I can. Cam Warley. Okay, I think that says Cameron. Okay, got it. Paul Moments. Okay, I'll copy that. Paul Moments. Okay, got it. So there, Hamid. In WebEx, guys, you can just put that Hamid H3. Okay, got it. Dylan. Okay. Yeah, it detects. Some of the students may have joined late, so if you don't see yours, and don't copy your ID 2 times, guys. It's gonna be, oh, whoa, it's spamming now. Okay, Ahmed, Dylan, and then I was just copying quickly from here. Oh, no, copied the wrong thing. As soon as I copy, somebody just uploads that, and then I miss that selection. So yeah, minutes Choi. Okay, got it. Don't. So guys, just have that. Bear with me, because I have to do that in the class. Otherwise, some students say at 6th class or 7th class, oh, I'm still not added. So guys, those who are being added now, I'll be asking you, did you get an invitation in your Office 365 Outlook? So I'll be asking that as soon as I click that send mail, right? Oh, who was that? Is outside. Serious. This ID, George Bro. Okay, that's one. Yo, bro. Okay, George Brown, Jacob. Okay, got it. So Andrew. So I'm just relying on your spellings here. And Andrew. Okay. And Kong. Yeah, got it. And who else? That's it. 2 more. Oh no. Okay, it's better to do it in the class instead of outside. Then many students don't know that what to do next. Keith. Okay. Amir. Who else? Get on. Oops. Jarek. Alright. Two more. Vincent. Just confirm if your name appeared there when I put your ID there. And somebody with the same name. Somebody else with the same name is not. Okay. I see only week 1, 2 assignment on the Office 365. Week 1, 2 assignment. I just put week 1, and I think you're not seeing mine. It's someone else because I'm yet to send an invitation now. So I'm gonna click the send, guys. I have sent that invitation, and it should be in your Outlook for your Office 365. So if I go to my Outlook, just to show you, I'll click these 6 dots here. Oh, sorry, 9 dots. And there's my, well, okay, it will be your email because in Office 5 it does not actually show you the Outlook here. I was going to say, there's my Outlook. Seriously. Okay, so all apps, and actually, then it's your email, the Outlook. Just check your email, and did you get an invitation, guys? Anyone can confirm that if you got the invitation to OneNote. So once you get that invitation, okay, Cameron says yes. So you got the invitation, and then you click once. Okay, Yusuf says got it. So invitation is there, and you can click that invitation. Are you able to see exactly this? Week 1, Fall 2020 mail, and hello, welcome to the course and everything. So does it ask for a code to be sent, and then it confirms you, and then you're able to log in, or does it lets you open the OneNote right away? Okay, Jacob was able to. So Jacob is able to see the OneNote, the same page that I've opened right now. Okay. So guys, just make sure you're able to see that page, because whatever I type here now will be updated to your OneNote in 5 to 10 seconds. And it opens the OneNote, then gives you a prompt about security. Oh, okay. And that security code you have to type somewhere. So guys, just check that if OneNote link is there, and go ahead and click that. Right, you must have access to this. Otherwise, then next week's, and okay, no, just lets you know the possible risks. Oh, okay, no code needed. Okay, thank you for updating that, Jake. And so guys, if you all, hopefully you all got the invitation of OneNote in your email, and hopefully you're able to see exactly this page. And I'll be adding now a lot of other stuff here, so all the links that we've talked about are there as well, so it's on your side as well. Once you leave the college, so obviously you won't have access to OneNote, so you can just select all this and copy it, and in a MS Word document, and download that document in your laptop as well for week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you will have another copy of what we did here back there as well in your. So this diagram that I created, I'll just copy that in OneNote now. So you should be able to see that after a few moments on your side as well. Okay. Oh, okay. OneNote has export functionality, Paul says. So that's very good. If export works till the end, you can try it, and you can also share with us. So Amir says, today is something wrong with my GBC email. I can't send and receive an email. Oh, okay. Can I get the link again? Okay, sure. So Amir, your ID, your college ID again? Okay. Oh, Hamid, you didn't get that too? So, Amir Hussain, okay. I added you. Oh, so guys, I think you should get it after some time, but I'm just adding those who didn't get it now. Okay, I'm adding again. Ouch. So Jericho didn't get it too. Okay. Or maybe you can. I didn't get an invite. Did anyone get it? Okay. So this is Keith. Eric also didn't get it. Okay. Oh, I'm adding again. Ouch. So maybe the college didn't get it as well. So ouch. Okay. So this means that it might take some time. So very few got it, and you can refresh the email as well, guys. Refresh the browser button as well, and it might take some time. Now there will be, now when you get, suppose you get 2 invitations, so go for the latest one. Why not make notes publicly available? Yeah. Oh well. How? So I have to invite to the students. This I can just put it on website as well. But well, this is how we've been doing that. So I don't know. Why not me? And I didn't get an invite, but I was able to access the file through OneNote shared with me section. Oh, okay, okay. That's very good, Yusuf. Guys, can you check the shared with me section of OneNote? Shared with me section of OneNote. Can you check the shared with me section in OneNote? That also is yeah. Okay, yeah, Paul, your suggestion is good. I haven't got the email, but I did receive open it on OneNote. Okay, so that's good enough. As long as, guys, you are able to open it from anywhere else. Suppose you didn't get the invitation, just go for your you know that shared with me inside OneNote. If you go to inside OneNote, you will see share with me. So yes, if I shared with you, so it should appear there as well. If not, if the link is not there. So Tebalder, try to go to share with me. See this, guys? If I go to OneNote, there's a shared with me, this one, right? So just I'll just take a screenshot of this and go to OneNote. I'll create a screenshot if it appears here. Oh, seriously. Okay, I'll appear. Try to make it again. Oh. So I'll just put it here. Hey guys, so this is one thing that I wanted to make sure that everyone has access to. And second thing is we need to actually get an access to our Azure as well as, well, later we're going to create that. So I'm just creating this OneNote and shared with me, right? So I'm just taking this screenshot and I'm putting it on WhatsApp as well. Those were not added. Ouch. Okay, let me just put it, those who were not added. So guys, try to look for this shared with me in OneNote. Otherwise, just wait for it and let me know after the class or tomorrow as well if by tomorrow you didn't get it. So let me know. Otherwise, go to OneNote and then there's a shared with me, this one that I'm showing there. Try to click that. Okay, so for some it's not working right away. For many it is working. So that's just something that, guys, be patient. Then I've tried to send 2 times and also just check in shared with me. If it's not in shared with me, just keep refreshing it because I'm sending it to so many. So maybe there's a bottleneck there, and maybe there are other classes going on, so they have some slow service there, or it depends on your internet speed as well. So that could be one of the factors as well. Alright guys, so you got access to OneNote, or you will get access. Just be patient about it, or by tomorrow if you don't get it, or by next class, you can just let me know again, and I will come to this link again and I'll try to share. But the share should appear within 24 hours. Okay, so this is the diagram I put there, and the second thing is, well, you will have access, so then you don't need that to see that diagram. But let's go ahead with the topics then, and you can just refresh after 5 or 6 minutes and until you see that, right? So I'm just gonna go back to the topics that we were about to discuss, and before that I just wanted to make sure that you have OneNote access there, so I could just create diagrams, and I will keep on putting on those OneNote, and on your side it will keep on updating, right? So on this page, this page, I was on this page. I put it on OneNote already, so it would have been upgraded on your side as well. And I put that link already there, so go ahead and open that on your side. I've just put it on on WebEx chat, and also in WhatsApp. Both chats, it's there now. Okay guys, so here we're talking about the messaging, and there is manage organizational settings and resources. So there you plan and manage organizational settings. There is manage global address list GAL, and manage offline address book, and then there is manage email address policies, configure organizational sharing, manage add-ins. So this is a lot of managing here. Okay, so I'm getting WhatsApp messages as well, and I'll be adding you all after the class to the WhatsApp group, so don't worry about that. As long as you have filled up the form and you have messaged me on WhatsApp, so I'll be adding you to the group, right? So right now, let's just try to understand then what are the topics we're talking about, and many of those topics we will be covering there. So whatever has, I will try to go for at least till the DAG. If I just control F on this page and type DAG here, right? Are you kidding me? No way. Okay. Database availability group. Obviously, they would call it DAG. Oh, so it's, guys, this is recently been updated. This exam, this certification, and I just tried to type DAG there. DAG is okay. Let me just. Oh, I think I explained that already. That that what happens is in Exchange is that when you create an Exchange server, when you install an Exchange server, so what happens is you have to create a database inside. What does that database have? Database inside Exchange has the mailboxes of all the users. So suppose there are 2,000 employees there, so their mailboxes, which has all their emails inside, will be inside that database, and database will be inside an Exchange server, virtual machine or a physical machine. So if this database goes down, anyone who had opened their Microsoft Outlook, right? So MS Outlook in their machine, MS Outlook in their machine. Maybe many of you have used that. Outlook.com is also online. So this is just with MS Office, it gets installed, and you can just connect your email with Outlook. So when they when they open Outlook, it searches for Exchange server, and there's a client access service, or called CAS service, that is responsible for connecting a client to an Exchange server, and then the CAS service, or CAS, or client access service, hands over. Suppose this was user Jack's mailbox, right? So user Jack opened the MS Outlook, and first the request goes to client access service in Exchange server. Then it tries to look for that. Oh, it's on the database 1, and the mailbox for user Jack is there. Okay, so so CAS just hands over this connection to mailbox server role. So mailbox role, as we call it. So mailbox role does what? its responsibility is to keep the database up, to keep all the mailboxes accessible, and like user Jack, there would be other 2000 mailboxes or 1000 mailboxes there. So mailbox role responsibility is the database is up and all mailboxes are accessible. CAS or client access service, its responsibility is to just let the Outlook client be connected to the right mailbox, and once it is connected to the right mailbox, all the emails in the mailbox are opened inside Outlook, right? So that's why when you open Outlook, it takes a little time. It's opening. So it's looking for Exchange server, then it finds a mailbox, and then it's opening all the emails and downloading it in your Outlook as well. So that's what really happens there. Now, if the mailbox goes down, mailbox database goes down, the whole database is down for the mailboxes. So all 2000 mailboxes are now not opening, and the users are all calling, hey, my mailbox is not opening, what happened? So then there is a service that I just mentioned before, and that is called DAG, and database availability group. So it just makes sure that your database's one copy is created in another Exchange server. So this would be, suppose, the active copy, and the active copy means that all the end users are connected to this copy of the database and all the mailboxes, and its passive or standby copy, well, is on standby, which means that first of all, what is the job of a standby database? That everything that is happening, any modifications that are happening. Okay, Gideon says, are you recording? Yes, exactly. Thank you for a reminder. I always, whenever somebody reminds, I always double check, because sometimes I forget and I'm like blah 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 blah, and there's no recording going on. So thank you for a reminder. Okay, so here what happens is that whatever modifications are happening in the mailboxes, new emails are arriving, maybe you deleted something, so whatever modifications and changes are happening in the mailboxes are being copied to the other standby copy of this database. So and it is done with that synchronization called replication called synchronous replication. So there's two types of replications there: synchronous replication and asynchronous replication, right? So what happens with synchronous replication is that there is no data loss, and we also call it same time replication, same time REPL, and which means that there, first of all, you need a lot of bandwidth for that. When the changes are happening in the active database, the same changes are happening or being copied at the same time to the passive database. So this means that you really need to have so more bandwidth is required, obviously, when this level of copying is going on. And then there is zero data loss there, zero data loss, right? And it's same time replication. So if you lose that database here, it shuts down for some reason, so the failing over happens, and all the end users who were connecting to the active database are redirected to the passive database, and passive becomes active. So if it's active, so if it is active, obviously all end users will connect to that, and it will just then wait for the other database. For whatever reason it crashed, the database or the whole machine crashed, whenever you are able to recover that and it's back up, then it starts synchronizing the other way, right? Because it was so you can fail back to the previous one, which was lost and then came back, or you can just keep this as active and just the other one as standby and passive. So this is all the failing over. So the end users, the 2000 end users, will have no idea that actually the database which had their mailboxes is actually crashed, and the failover happened in the background to the standby, and standby became active. It all happened in seconds, right? So maybe the Outlook, they were reading an email, or they were just opening the Outlook, and while this crash happened, and at once the failover happened to totally nearly real-time update of the updated copy of the database on the other machine. It just failed over to that, and the end users will have no idea, or there will be slight freezing in the connection. Maybe the end user will not even notice, or even notice a very slight freeze in the connection, and then at once everything is working normal. So that whole failing over and copying, continuous copying, is possible only with the help of this DAG, or database availability groups. So this is the lab that we used to do in our class desktops there for that purpose. Also, when I was talking about synchronous replication, so it happens. It is also called same time replication, and this is something that you're gonna hear in cloud a lot. Synchronous and asynchronous replication. So synchronous is that. So what is then asynchronous replication? It's obviously the opposite of that. So this means that if you are so same time replication, it's there's a delayed replication, right? So delayed, which means that first of all the changes will be confirmed, that the changes successfully happened in the first database, and then once it is confirmed, yes, the changes have been written on this database, then it will be, after a few seconds of delay, it will be sent to the other one. Now delayed replication, it has its then cons as well, and which is that there is less bandwidth required. So ideal for WAN connections. In cloud you have all the WAN connections, right? Microsoft Azure data center in East US is replicating some data, or copying some data on the West US data centers, right? So that is huge across the continent, copying going on from East US to West US, East Coast to West Coast, right? Data centers. So then you cannot do synchronous replication there. You can only do asynchronous replication there, right? So ideal for WAN, and obviously then data loss do occur if during the copying the machine crashes. So data loss happens there with asynchronous replication for slower networks, and synchronous replication, same time replication, more bandwidth, data loss, and yes, ideal for, I didn't write that, ideal for fast LAN networks. LAN is a network, local area network, right? So this DAG obviously will, this DAG can take place between branches as well. Suppose you have, I was in Scotiabank, so there they had downtown branch, and then they had the other data centers in Tobico, not had. So we had active copy in downtown branch, and it's passive copy for Exchange server in Tobico data centers, and it would just fail over. We had an excellent WAN bandwidth there, so it would just fail over to the Tobico data centers, and so that's how it was. So across the branch that can happen as well. You can configure DAG, or within the branch you can also configure database availability groups there. So this DAG I was talking about, that okay, we're gonna try to practice that in Azure, but the latest certification, although maybe the search might not be working, so if I go for this Control F and type DAG and enter, ouch. Okay, so previous exams had hybrid configurations. When we talk about the word hybrid just means that it's on-premises application is connected to the cloud application. So that would not show in this diagram, but if I go for another one, so you have here Toronto branch, right? Suppose it's Toronto branch, which is, you should be terminology wise, you should go for on premises. So there you have an application or Exchange server there with the Exchange application installed in the virtual machine. Most probably it will be a virtual machine, not a physical machine, but it could be still in big companies a physical machine. If it's a virtual machine, it will be on top of Hyper-V virtual machines by Microsoft or from VMware. Now 80% of the world's data centers have VMware. VMware is a top virtualization solution for local data centers, right? Then second best is Microsoft Hyper-V. In cloud, the top cloud solution is AWS, and then second best is Microsoft Azure. So, but in Office 365 collaboration tools, Microsoft is the top, and second best is Google Suite, G Suite, right? Okay, so here, suppose you have Exchange server and on premises, and then you are having, so normally I create a cloud like this, looks cloudy, right? Okay, so here we just see Microsoft Azure. Actually, when it's Exchange server, so as I explained before, that there's a IaaS, which is infrastructure as a service. You create your own virtual machine, your own networks, and then install Exchange server and then connect to that, just like you would have done in your desktop environment or server environment at home or in the data center of your company. Or you would have Microsoft 365, which is also called Office 365, and you would have Exchange server online, Exchange online, and you're connected from your local branch to your at the Exchange online as a SaaS, software as a service. It's already installed in the background. You don't worry about virtual machines. You don't worry about underlying hardware. You don't worry about the operating system. It's just installed directly. You log in and start using Exchange server. So that's SaaS based model. So suppose you have that, or you installed it in two virtual machines there. One is domain controller, other is Exchange server, and you connect it. So if you have an on-premises environment with cloud environment, so that is called hybrid environment. If an application in cloud is connected with an application in on-premises environment, then it is called hybrid, right? So whenever in future we talk about hybrid environment, then okay, Paul says I thought everyone used KVM. Yes. So KVM, you mean the Red Hat virtualization solution? So obviously those companies which are Red Hat shop will use obviously Red Hat, but many companies have Microsoft, kernel based virtual machine, so that is from Red Hat. So KVM, so yeah, it depends on if the companies have VMware. So VMware still is the top, and majority of the companies you will see VMware there because it came up with this solution, and then others followed it, right? So it is the most reliable solution, and that's why VMware is collaborating now with AWS to have virtual machines migrated easily to AWS cloud, Amazon Web Services cloud, and VMware on Azure. If you Google it, VMware on AWS, VMware on Azure, VMware on Google Cloud. So there are those collaborations there now that you can easily migrate VMware's machine. But yes, those which are totally Linux shops where they just have Linux products there, so they would go for KVM. Majority of the companies you will see VMware as the main solution, and backup is Hyper-V or also KVM. So guys, here you would see either VMware, Hyper-V, KVM, whichever solution, even Zen server from Citrix. So any of the four solutions or more, but if you're connected like this from cloud to on-premises, it's then called hybrid environment. So when you hear hybrid, then it is this kind of mixed environment, right? Two different environments are collaborating together. So I'll just get that picture there and copy this. So Hamid says I haven't received any email from you. Guys, I think there are more who haven't received any email. So Well, I've sent it, and that's why I'm saying that if I keep sending now as well, because I just did it second time as well, right? And still didn't arrive. So then one thing is that you can talk to the support that OneNote invitation was received by others, and why my email address is not receiving that. So those who didn't get that email till now for OneNote invitation, you can talk to the support, or give it a little time, not little, but by tomorrow, just put it on WhatsApp group that I still didn't get it. So I will just, tomorrow also I will just add your email again. But if it doesn't still go ahead, then try to ask the tech support why it's not happening. Then Cameron says maybe it can only send so many invites at a time. Yes, it is possible as well. So I will try to invite. That's why I'm saying I'll try to invite tomorrow. You can just put it on my WhatsApp if you didn't still get it, right? So you can put it on WhatsApp. I don't have even. Oh, okay. So even if you're not in the WhatsApp group, just separately send me a message on WhatsApp. I will ultimately be adding you at the end of the class, or after the class is done. I'll separately just add you all guys there, right? But you can just send me the message at least tomorrow or tonight that I still didn't get that OneNote. Better tomorrow, just send me the message that till now I didn't get that OneNote. So just put it on WhatsApp there individually as well. I'm just going to copy that and put it on OneNote. Oh, not this OneNote. Yeah. Okay. So this hopefully it's updating on your side, those who are connected to. This happened in last time as well, that very few students were not able to see OneNote invitation, and they had to contact the tech support there. But just let me know tomorrow as well. If by tomorrow you don't see that invitation, I'll send it again. Okay, so here we were talking about DAG, and then we were talking about hybrid. I explained that DAG is one database can have actually one more copy, or in fact maximum it can have 16 copies. Suppose you have 16 other machines there, all having Exchange Server installed there, and this database is so critical maybe. So you want to have 3, 4, 5, 6 copies of this whole database with all the mailboxes inside, so you can have it in even multiple virtual machines, and maximum 16 virtual machines with Exchange Server installed, and a copy of a database. This database can be there as well, right? So Amir says, is DAG similar to RAID? Well, the concept is redundancy. So DAG is database availability group, and it's multiple databases. Are there multiple copies of that one database is there? Yes. RAID is that you have RAID 1, you have RAID 5, and then RAID 6 as well. So if one disk goes down, then other disks it can tolerate the loss of one disk, or it can tolerate the loss of two disks. Like 2 disks can fail, and then still your volume will be intact. So concept is redundancy, yes, but they work differently. So here one database goes down, it fails over to another database. Maybe you have 3 more copies of that. If the second database also goes down, it goes to the third database as well. So the concept is exactly redundancy. Okay guys, here we understand that this feature in on-premises environment is critical. Yes. Is that feature available online? Obviously no. Why? Because you're not concerned about the underlying hardware of where the Exchange server is installed. So Exchange server will be just available as an application to you. You can log in, pay for I think the E5 Enterprise 5 package for Office 365 Exchange Online is the top package. E5 is the top package, which means that you can the company can pay $35 per employee per month. There is E1, which is Enterprise 1 package of Microsoft 365 with limited features. Then E3 or Enterprise 3 is the second one with more features of Exchange Online, and E5 Enterprise 5 is the top package with all the features of Exchange Server Online available. So when we go to this one, we're gonna open the trial version of Enterprise 5, Microsoft 365 30-day trial version. We're gonna open that. We're gonna create an account there, and so we could enjoy all the latest features of Exchange Server. So, but what we understand from here is that what is hybrid, and then we don't have to worry about DAG in online Exchange because that is being taken care by Microsoft experts in their own data centers in the background. We worry about the application, and there are so many features there that yes, you still have to be an expert there, even if you don't know the underlying hardware maintenance and underlying operating system maintenance there as well, right? So if we go ahead a little and go for some more topics here. So I was on this page where we were talking about the objectives, and then I was trying to look for DAG here, that in the newer certification, if they have included questions about DAG, you know what, I'll just, this is the mailbox rule, then mobile device, connectors, OCT. Wow, amazing. Okay, so Microsoft has decided that every company is moving towards cloud, and so many companies have already moved to cloud, either Office 365 or Azure Cloud. If it's Exchange Server, mostly you will see, you will be seeing that not all companies have moved. They still have their local data centers, and they still have some of the Exchange servers there, but many companies have already moved to Exchange Online, migrated their mailboxes there, and so definitely we're going to make sure that we understand each and every neck and corner of Exchange Online there. But this course also involves that we should know how to deploy it, because many companies, well, lesser number of companies, but that's also thousands of companies, still have local Exchange server, but majority have migrated their mailboxes, and they expect you to know Exchange Online inside out, right? So if we go back here, this is the latest certification and exam objective. So this means I will recommend that you should go for MS203 certification, because email is still one of the most critical features in any company. They would really want you to know how you can save emails, because if hackers want to attack, either they will attack on SharePoint server for their files, or they will want to attack the emails. So how secure can you make them? How compliant, according to company policies, you can make a messaging environment or email inbound, outbound email going environment. So you have to know all the rules inside out. Now let's go down to this, as I was just talking about that. So there is a global address list. So when you have an address list of all the employees there, so that is called global address list. So you can just choose from the address list, okay, this employee I want to send an email. So how do you manage that? And then there is offline address book there, OAB. In case you're connecting from VPN, virtual private network. Anyone here used VPN before professionally? Anyone here used VPN for Cisco? Okay, Cameron used it. Which company? Cisco or okay? Paul says in VPN into my friend's house. Oh, okay, so good, man. You're cool. Amir says yes. Okay, and Cisco. Okay, cool. So people know about VPN or virtual private network. You know, in our AWS course that will be coming after in winter 2020. So I'll be adding a VPN lab there. That's tough and 4-hour lab, but it will really get us insight into, you know, how AWS VPN is configured. So hopefully everyone will enjoy that. So here, offline address book, OAB, and then this is once your application is offline, which means that you connected from VPN, but your Outlook or the email client is not connected anymore to your Exchange server. So in that case, the address book can be available offline as well. So the context will still be there. Whenever you connect online, then you can just simply send the email, but you can select the people. Oh, I want to send this guy email. While you're not connected to Exchange, still you can at least choose from the address book who to send email. Whenever you connect, then you can click the send button. So that offline address book, how to manage that, address book policies, and then email address policies. So what are the policies? Security policies and compliance policies according to what company wants. So we're going to talk about that. Configure organizational sharing. So how do you share any of the resources in your organization? You need to check those features as well, and then manage add-ins. These are just some of the apps that you can add. Suppose you want to add a signature app there to your email Outlook. So all this, we're going to check it out. And then there's plan namespaces, configure virtual directories and URLs, global Outlook web app over. So what that is, if I go for annotation here, so namespaces there, that once you're typing the Exchange server, so what are the namespaces you want? Suppose your company name is bitcoin.rich, right? So suppose you have this bitcoin.local or bitcoin.ca. So what are the namespaces you want there? So it would be mail.bitcoin. So this is the namespace you want, or mail.toronto.bitcoin.local. So whatever namespaces you want. Then virtual directories and URLs that are in the background when you install Exchange server. So in fact, the browser-based aspect of that Exchange server, where you can open an Exchange server inside a Chrome, Google Chrome browser, or Internet Explorer. Now Edge, Internet Explorer is gone. So then there is configure global Outlook web app. So OWA, as we call it in production environment. In interviews, they will also ask that, hey, have you configured OWA before? So what is OWA? Outlook Web Access, and it's just that browser-based client here. So in the browser, you can open your Outlook email, just like Hotmail, Yahoo you open. So that's OWA. When you install Exchange, you can just configure that. And then there is auto discover, so it automatically tries to suppose you are opening Outlook client here, Outlook Express, if you're still using that, or Office Outlook. So it can, if you're in the environment, your address will be, so Outlook will be fed the Exchange server name, or whichever service is providing the email. So it will be then automatically discovered over the network with the auto discover feature. Also, if you're using from devices there, from cell phone device, so you open Outlook here, so it will be discovered if you are in connectivity with it over the internet, or also basically it's for LAN where it works perfectly. So auto discover just automatically discovers, hey, where's my Exchange server? Hey, Active Directory, tell me where's my Exchange server? Hey, DNS, tell me where's my Exchange server? So auto discover feature tries to just connect the clients there to the Exchange server. Troubleshoot client access connectivity. I was talking about CAS here. CAS just makes sure that the client's Outlook client just is able to connect to its mailbox. So suppose this is a server that is just having a CAS, or client access connectivity. So CAS just makes sure, hey, oh, you're user Bob, right? So hey, user Bob, your mailbox is actually, there are two Exchange servers, and they have, one Exchange server has 3 databases, and other Exchange server has 2 databases, suppose. So in that case, user Bob, your mailbox is actually in the 3rd database here, in the 2nd Exchange server. So it just tries to connect the client to the mailbox. And so that CAS connectivity. Now this is hybrid. You have Exchange installed yourself, then you're seeing these features there. If you have SaaS-based software as a service, where Exchange is just installed right online, and you just log in, you don't have to worry about what's happening in the background. So then you don't have to worry about these features as well. Manage Exchange certificates. Now certificates is normally a security certificate that you can purchase from CA. It's price ranges from $200 up to $2,000. Then you can purchase a certificate. You can hard code an Exchange server name there, and you can also have just the domain-based certificates there as well. So it's up to you. But security certificates are normally for authentication and encryption. So encryption, right? ENC encrypt, right? So how then, the certificate deployment, where to purchase that, and then where do you attach that, how do you bind that? So we're going to talk about that. And then manage recipient resources. Then there is archive mailboxes, resource mailboxes. How many types of mailboxes should you be creating there? So it will talk about all that. We will be talking about that. We're going to do labs one by one for these archive mailboxes. Obviously, when you want to retain your emails, suppose for 1 year, for 2 years, for 3 years. So in your regular mailbox, how long do you want the email to be? Then when do you want to move it or automatically to archive mailboxes? So that's what you can set there. Resource mailboxes are for just the room or equipment. Suppose there's a projector that you want to use, but you want to actually schedule that projector. Hey, I'm going to use that projector on Thursday from 10 a.m. till 12 p.m. So you can create a mailbox for a resource and call this as a projector resource mailbox, and you can use the calendar of that resource to simply schedule that. Hey, so anyone else sees the projector resource mailbox calendar will know, okay, somebody has that projector scheduled for from on Thursday 10 a.m. till 12 p.m. Okay, after that I'm just booking this projector now for the rest of the day. So you use a calendar for the resource mailbox. We're going to have a lab for that to understand how it works. Then there are distribution groups, security groups, and Office 365 groups. So we're going to talk about that. What are distribution groups? Just like email groups there you have. So we'll create our own for the company, and we're going to check that how many types of distribution groups are there. And then mailboxes have a lot of features there. So we're going to go through all the features one by one and test many of those features there as well. Mailbox permissions, you have to secure them as well. And suppose you want to give permission to another user. So how can you give that permission to the other user? And then there is shared mailboxes. Suppose it's an IT team, and there are 5 members of the IT team. So you create a team mailbox there. Now this team mailbox that I'm saying is not related to Microsoft Office 365 Teams. Teams is a very critical feature. It helps you connect, collaborate with each other on a project, and it helps you do meetings and conferences. The Teams software application there in Office 365, right? So this is just, I'm referring to it as the team mailbox here. If there are 5 or 6 members or 20 members, they want to have one mailbox there, and that mailbox may be called help desk mailbox, right? So anyone wants to say, hey, I have an issue with my PC here, so he or she sends it to the help desk. So any team member inside can reply, and the email would be seen as coming from just the help desk, and unless the user uses his or her name in the signature, otherwise end user will see that, oh, it's just a help desk I'm talking to, and no idea who actually is talking to that person. So this shared mailbox, we're going to create that. Evaluation license options, evaluate license options. So we're going to see that how many types of licenses: standard, enterprise, exchange, and then what are mail users. So we're going to talk about that too. I'm just going to take a screenshot of this page, and okay, put it on Onenote here, and then come back to this again. So then there's recipient resources. Okay, we talked about that. Mobile devices, configure mobile device mailbox policies, configure mobile authentication methods. So from cell phone, how do you connect to mailboxes? Normally, you just download Office 365 Outlook, and if you've created an account there in Office 365, then you can connect from internet to that Office 365 account from your cell phone. So what are the policies if you open an Outlook in cell phone? Suppose your cell phone is stolen. What do? There's a cell phone wipe command there, right? Maybe some of you have used that wipe command there. So it just simply only formats your Outlook and company data from there, and leaves the rest of the applications there, right? So This can also be done through, you can configure it through Exchange, configure and manage Outlook Mobile, manage mobile device access, and configure and manage ActiveSync. So ActiveSync, right, tries to keep synchronization active with within cell phone, the Outlook with whatever new emails are coming, it just keeps on turning, or any free busy information in the calendar can also be updated through ActiveSync. Plan and configure transport architecture. So plan connectors. So what is a connector? Connector normally is that you can simply connect your hybrid. Suppose this is your Toronto branch here, and this is your Exchange Online. AX Online, right? So if that Exchange Online is there, so you need a connector to make that connection from your local branch to the Exchange. So those connectors need to be created there. We're going to talk about connectors and some diagrams to know that where, in what cases you need that. Otherwise, if it is Exchange Online, so you might not need that. If you have hybrid environment, local environment as well as cloud, only then you connect there. Transport rules, then also make sure that the email in transit, email, there's a outbound email is going from your environment to Exchange Online, or from Exchange Online to Hotmail, Yahoo, Hotmail, so outlook.com or Gmail, right? So if it's going from there, so when it's leaving, or if it is inbound, it is entering from Gmail to your Exchange environment, it's inbound and connecting to your mailboxes. So outbound and inbound emails, when it is in transit, it's traveling, then do you want to put some rules there? So if it is traveling, it's online, then during travel, when it enters your environment, so you want to put some rules there. Suppose the email goes through Exchange Online, you did not put any signature, but when your client in Gmail sees your email, so he or she says that, hey, you have a very big signature, and then you're wondering, hey, where did that signature come from? So obviously you can put a transport rule there, that any email that leaves your Exchange environment, automatically put a disclaimer signature there by the company that you did not choose to put there in your mailbox. So you can put that from transport rules. Manage domains there, you can add domains. Well, normally outside we normally do Azure and Office 365 courses, so I normally ask the students to purchase a $1.20 domain from GoDaddy.com, and then we add that domain as a tenant in Azure Active Directory, and so then we get to see that, okay, that's a domain, and then we connect that domain to our local Active Directory users as well, right? So that's domain is just your company name domain that you can add as a tenant in Azure. So Cameron says students get a free .me domain on Namecheap for a year. Wow, hey, that's cool. So students mean they have to have the email of a registered college. That's what you're saying, Cameron? Okay, cool. So you guys can actually get an free email from Namecheap.com, right? Hey, that's thank you for sharing that. So this means that you don't have to really purchase a domain from GoDaddy. But the thing is, the most unfortunate, as I would say, that you guys don't have in your free Azure, you don't have Azure Active Directory there. And that's, I would say, really unfortunate for us, that that's a very important part of your cloud in Azure, Microsoft Azure, Azure Active Directory. So, last course we wanted to, so I had to just use my own pay-as-you-go account, which is connected to the credit card. I had to use that to show all the Active Directory features of Azure. But in our free college Azure, we don't have Azure Active Directory, which is authentication and authorization, right? So that's a very critical part of that. But yeah, Georgetown doesn't offer that. So that's unfortunate, although I can still show you all the Active Directory features when we start the Azure course in winter 2020. So then we're going to go for that course as well. Winter 21. Oh, yeah. Okay, so what I was talking about? Yeah, here. So I'll just go for that. Okay, so here transport rules we talked about. Hybrid mail flow. Hybrid mail flow, again, your on premises, suppose Toronto branch, and your online. So how would you keep that mail flow there? We're going to talk about this with diagrams. And normally I want a lab for pretty much every topic, but whatever is doable I can do. Or suppose it's doable but it takes like 3 classes just to configure that. So then also I have to skip that and explain the whole thing. And I normally send then step-by-step labs of somebody on internet did a huge job of creating a big lab there at home and then connect it to online. And then so I just send those labs to the students who are really after this. But it's overwhelming labs are there that are important and put you on the edge there in terms of ID skills as well. So there's that. Transport rules, a lot of rules are there. We're going to do a lot of labs on that. Then troubleshoot mail flow, and there's validate inbound and outbound mail flow, trace a message, analyze a message. So how does message tracing really works? And Office 365 has created a excellent message tracing tools there, and they're continuously upgrading that. So many tools are there in Exchange Online that people and companies do start thinking, hey, why aren't we doing that? So why are we supporting our data centers? Supporting a data center is really costly. When you put your resources in cloud, it saves companies thousands of dollars, suppose even millions of dollars. That's why they are all going towards cloud. But there are so many features that in the cloud they keep on adding in the same package that you're paying. There are so many new features automatically being added there that you had to update those features after some time, and sometimes it breaks the previous exchange. So Microsoft took this all into their own hands. That's why companies want now people with cloud skills. Okay, so Cameron has shared the link. Thank you, Cameron, for that. So guys, you should be checking this link out in WebEx chat. So I'll just put it on WhatsApp as well, WhatsApp group, where later everyone will get it, but I also will put it on your OneNote where everyone will have access real soon. So students of colleges can create free domain here. So that's okay. Thank you for sharing that. So that's interesting, and you can all check it out as long as we don't have to give our credit cards there. But it's still free. But Microsoft has collaboration with GoDaddy.com, so automatically you get to add a tenant and create the DNS records of that Microsoft Azure in the DNS area of the domain that you purchased there. So it's more easily managed that way, but I have to still check that how do we connect from this site's domain to Microsoft Azure. Maybe they have documentation for that. If you want to add this domain, purchase from this site, or add, get you got this site free domain from this site. How do you add this domain as a tenant in Azure? So hopefully they have that. Paul says, can we buy domains with Bitcoin, Ethereum, or other cryptocurrency? Ouch. Well, I have to check that out myself. But I think GoDaddy has a Bitcoin. They did announce that back sometime. Well, I'm not sure, but some companies have gone to Bitcoin. We just have to Google it. But yes, some companies are doing that. So, okay, we were talking, yeah, I'm just going to go back here. We got less time left. So, plan and implement a hybrid configuration and migration. Are you kidding me? So, they don't have DAG, but all their concentration is on that, how does the plan works, what is ADFS, Active Directory Federation Services, right? So how does it really work there? ID fix, what is that? And classic hybrid and exchange modern hybrid. So what are those solutions for your on-premises local Toronto branch Exchange server to migrate all its emails to the cloud. So we're going to talk about all these with diagrams and try to understand this. Plan and implement migration, evaluate migration methods, including cutover, staged, PST imports, IMAP, G Suite, even from G Suite. Suppose you have Google G Suite there. Maybe some of you have heard it or used it. So it's like Office 365, it's just cheaper. So from G Suite, you want to migrate emails, mailboxes, user mailboxes with all the emails inside. How do you migrate to Exchange Online in Office 365? So we're going to try to do that at least. Because there are some migration tools, online migration tools, Office 365 have provided, Exchange Online has provided. So we're going to test those out as well. Configure migration endpoints in Microsoft 365, including tenant to tenant, manage mailbox migration request batches. So that's online migration they're also talking about. And tenant to tenant means you have one Office Microsoft 365 account and then you have another one Microsoft 365 account. So from one Exchange Online to another Exchange Online, how can you migrate, right? So that's also part of the exam because it's all cloud now. Public folders, that's also an Exchange server. Public folders normally you can share your with teams. You can create public folders with your team. You can create public folders where you can share the tasks. Hey, your task is this today. Your task is migration. Your task is creating mailboxes. Your task is troubleshooting the tickets. So you can just share the tasks with each other in the public folders. Also, you can email each other and even save some data there as a team. So so we're gonna have a lab for public folders as well. How can you create and how do you share the tasks? Securing the message environment. So security, guys, is the most important thing. When I keep giving interviews throughout the year as well, just to check the market as well. So they do ask about security. Knowing the cloud inside out is one thing. Can you secure the cloud as well? So that's a very critical part there. So that's where then manage role groups, assign user accounts to admin roles, manage a delegated role. So what is RBAC or role-based access control? So you want to give one user just creation of mailbox rights, but that user should create the mailbox but should not be able to delete the mailbox, right? So if it goes down to this, so how can you arrange that kind of permission? So that is done in RBAC, in PowerShell, in online PowerShell as well, which is also called Cloud Shell. So you're going to see Cloud Shell firsthand now in SQL, especially in SQL, and in Exchange as well. Hopefully we are able to do that and it's not going to be terribly slow. And then there's ATP, that is a separate section they've created now, Advanced Threat Protection. So there's so many hacking attacks there that now they want us to know about Advanced Threat Protection. So that's really, really important. Now you can see that it used to be a very small section, but they have created that so big because now there are so many hacking attacks going on and companies do want those experts which are good in security, right? Then there is managed compliance, and obviously compliance has this is a very important section that you have to work on. Retention policies and compliance. How long do you want to retain the deleted mailbox? Suppose you have a deleted emails. So do you want to keep the deleted emails for 1 year, or do you want to keep the deleted emails for 30 days? Your Gmail has a policy of deleting your spam in 30 days, right? So do you want to change that for your own organization? Then there is a very cool feature called data loss prevention, DLP, that if anyone puts a credit card number in his or her email and tries to send that credit card number, banking details, bank account number in the email and tries to send it outside of organization, so the DLP will simply stop that email, will not let that email go outside of the organization messaging infrastructure. So DLP is a very, very interesting feature. Not only that, you can stop an email from having sensitive information like credit card or banking account information, but also OHIP card or any other type of information that you want to introduced as a sensitive information. So DLP is a very cool feature. We're gonna have a lab on that. Configure and analyze audit logs. So how good can you investigate and see the log files and check that what happened at what time? So configure and analyze audit logs. Then there's journal reports. Journal is like you create a copy of all incoming and outgoing emails, right? So there's a exact copy getting created by default silently in the background. You send an email, its copy is being created and sent to another mailbox, company mailbox. So you receive an email on company mailbox, its copy is being sent to an alternate mailbox quietly without your knowledge. So that is journaling. So this is company's right. You're using company's mailbox, so it's company's information. I was also in the investigation team as well for Exchange Server, and people would use company mailboxes to write some ridiculous things there for which they were investigated. So people could be so naive. I learned it in one contract. So anyway, journaling, it's just that normally people are very careful what they talk in email on their company emails, mailboxes, right? But some are just, I don't want to say the word. So anyway, so journaling, just make sure that how do you copy. So we're going to configure that. We're going to check it out. Content search, very, very important. Some user says that, hey, my email, I sent that email to another user at 9 a.m. and it reached that user at 3 p.m. So now you investigate what happened, where's that email, or you just want to simply search content. Hey, sell all the shares now. Suppose you want to search for that sentence in last 3 years emails for all the employees. So you want to search. This is a really robust search service there. Manage litigation in place and retention holds. So that's for investigation as well. You want to have a retention hold or in place hold. That just means that somebody's under investigation, so you place that mailbox or that email on hold, which means that end user cannot delete that any email in the mailbox, or just that particular email that user cannot delete, because as long as he or she is being investigated for that email. So you can put an in place hold or retention hold. So these are very, very interesting, exciting features of Exchange and messaging environment. So we're going to go through majority of those features here. This is the certification we are targeting. This is the latest certification of messaging. I would recommend that put it in your bucket list or must-have list there, and go for that certification. Plus then on Thursday we will have SQL class, so this will also be on cloud. So it's going to be beneficial for you in your career or job search, because you will be good in Azure, and well, I don't want to say that thanks to COVID-19, but no thanks, but it's just that if you do it on Azure, that's better for you nowadays, although it should also be done on premises, but that's not possible for us. So on next week we're going to start and we're going to go deep down into creating virtual machines, either that or if it proves to be too slow, because we still need to see that how's your internet going at that time. Maybe your internet connection is so fast, but at that particular time it's just not loading that virtual machine, it's not installing Exchange Server. Exchange Server is a big beast, right? It's a big application. So although we have tested and in good environments and good internet connection, it's working, but we're going to see that in the class. Also, we will be then creating an Office 365 E5 trial as well. So we're going to do all that lab related stuff in next week's class, but just make sure that you're able to log in from Azure. That's on the Blackboard as well here. Free Microsoft Azure portal URL. So guys, when you were able to log in, those who were able to log in fact, before we go, can you go to the Blackboard and just try to log in from George Brown credentials to Azure portal as well. Let's make sure you're able to do that. And are there any difficulties you're seeing there? Paul says, oh, Cameron says it works. Jacob says all good. Oh, okay. Guys, anyone else who is not able to log in from Azure, because we will be starting labs there as much as we can. So I'm just gonna click that link here, and those who are not able to do that, so go ahead and click that link, and you should be it just takes me directly here. You can see my George Brown ID is there, and this is the portal you need to be in if it is successful for you. Guys, one more thing, those who were able to log in, those who were able to log in, first of all, try to log into this, right? Those who are able to log in, can you go to portal menu here, this one, and go down to this virtual machine area. Again, if you're inside the portal successfully, can you go to the left top like this and click the portal menu and go to the virtual machines section, this one, right? Once you go inside, do you see exactly this page, and are you able to click the add button there successfully? So this means, first check everyone, can you log into Azure? Second thing, can you go to the portal menu, go to the virtual machine section? Do you see the page exactly like that? There's nothing there. And can you click the add button there successfully? For me, it's a welcome page. Okay, should we select free trial or student benefits? So guys, this means that you should be going for student benefits, and anyone can upload the screenshot there that you're seeing in WhatsApp. So everyone in WhatsApp will be seeing that. Those who will log in later will also be able to see that. But you can, so you have to go to student benefits there. So let me just put that there. So I'll be updating that on Onenote, so it will be updated on your side as well. So guys, try to log in from Azure portal, and select student benefits. Okay, Paul says it says create a free account with Explore Azure with a $200 credit for 30 days. Yes. 12 months of free products and more than 25 products that are always free. Yes. So it's gonna give you $200 credit for 30 days. Paul, did you select student benefits? Does it say there? So it's all free for us. For Cameron says it's $100 credit for student benefits. Yes, it's okay. Oh, $100 credit. Ouch. But you should not be able to. It should not be asking you credit card. That's the main thing there. It should not be asking you credit card. You're not supposed to put credit card information there. $100 credit or $200 credit or $260 credit, this is okay, but credit card information is not supposed to be placed there. So guys, when you go to student benefit, I wish I could show you there, or if it's 1 year free trial, that's it. Hamid says it's 1 year free trial, this is it. So we must have 1 year. Hamid, how did you go there? 1 year free trial. Did you select student benefits, or did you go some other way? So Hamid, did you go no other way? Okay, so student benefits, right? Did you click student benefits, or not even that? Oh, okay. So free trial. Okay, so you went for free trial instead of student benefits. Okay, it says you are not eligible for Azure free account. So Tewel, you can just sorry, I'm just maybe mispronouncing your name, Tewel D. Bryan. So can you take a screenshot of that, because and then email me on my. So guys, my email is this amir.shahzad georgebrown.ca. Okay, so I'll just copy that here. If you got any errors, I'm putting that email now here on WhatsApp as WebEx chat, as well as in WhatsApp chat. That's my email address for the college. There will be a button that says student benefits. It says you are not eligible for Azure free account. That was from Table Day. And then Cameron says there will be a button that says activate student benefits. Okay. And then Yusuf says, okay, I signed up for student benefits and it's working now. Okay, guys, so this is student benefits. Cameron says, I didn't get a problem activating the student benefits. Okay, guys, so go to student benefits. Just go follow the instructions, and as long as you don't have to put a credit card, you're good. Right? So make sure that you are able to log into the portal and you're able to go to the virtual machine area, and virtual machine area should look like as I showed. In fact, let me just take a screenshot of this. So virtual machine area should look like this, right? In fact, virtual machines, I'll take a screenshot of this, and okay, so this virtual machine area should look like this. If it looks like this, you're good. If it asks for, hey, create a trial version, so go ahead and follow the student benefits, right? So guys, anyone having issues with that? So you should be able to see the virtual machine area. In fact, let me just take another screenshot of that. Virtual machine area should look like this, and not asking for some kind of credentials there. And okay, so yeah, Paul says, what is the homework? Well, right now, normally I do give assignments there. What you can do is, well, since you asked, this means that since you insist, so that's for practice. So for practice, create VM, create 2 VMs. Yes. So let's, if you go here, is an activate button. Come on, check it. If we wanted to get a jump start on labs, where can we find the labs? Jacob, normally what happens is that there are, normally I do the labs and students follow, right? So there are so many features that I need to explain, and I do it step by step, right? So that's why the labs will be done with me. But I'm just making sure that every student is ready for the labs. Now, if you're, I guess you're the same students there in SQL Server, so we might start that earlier, as the whole introduction doesn't have to be there on SQL. So, but right now, what you can do for practice and not use for the class work is what I'm writing here, and you can just make sure that if you're able to do that. But I don't have written labs. It will be the videos, and we're going to do it together. So I'll do that. You can follow, and you can just practice it with different scenarios later as well. So create 2 VMs. First VM, install active directory /DNS. But this is for your practice, and we're going to do that with the best practices that I will explain. But you want to do that first, then the second VM, join to domain, right? And that is all in Azure. So this is in Azure, right? So hopefully you are familiar with the concepts there for security groups. Otherwise, suggestion is do it with me. But you want to explore those options. Yes, it's just one Google away or one YouTube video away, and you can explore all the options there for security groups that you have to create there in security groups, right? So normally when you install Active Directory inside your virtual machine, you can just name that any domain there. So suppose it's gbexch.local. So you can just name that there. Now, if you have installed virtual machines before in your desktops and laptops, it's different in Azure. So that's why, again, my suggestion, do it with me. But again, I'm saying you're good in search. There are so many people who have done that already, right? So you can just do that if you want to go with your own practice there. So second, we join to domain, and then third is there is a Exchange server. I'll just share that software. So we can just try with Exchange server ISO there. So map it to second VM and deploy it, right? So deploy it on second VM. Now this is what we are intending to do, right? So let me just add that. So if you have installed Active Directory before, I'm sure you did in previous courses. So this is the same way we install Active Directory here as well. And this is our main lab that we're going to be trying to do there. What I'm going to do is, obviously, I have to remove all the errors for you, and I'll take the class in a way that no error comes there. But if it does come, we need to troubleshoot that and there. It's a live environment. We'll all be doing that hands-on. So, but this is what we're gonna reach to. And Exchange server ISO, this could be Exchange server 2016 or 2013 as well. And operating system can be, so OS Windows 2016 or 2019, and application, right? Application Exchange 2013, it could be 2013, but that may not be compatible with 2016 2019, so Exchange 2016. There is Exchange 2019 as well, but it's too new, so I'll go for 2016 Exchange. So this is the whole setup that we're going to be going. If there are many YouTube videos where they have done it, many groups have also put screenshots there. It's not easy and straightforward, so definitely there will be a lot of steps to follow and go through. Alright guys, so this is on OneNote as well, and you can see that on your side of OneNote. It should have been updated by now, but make sure that you are seeing your Azure environment there, right? And any extra questions there, you can just put it on a WhatsApp group, and I'll try to answer those. So if there are any questions, let me know. Otherwise, see you in next class, which is SQL on Thursday. And for this, obviously, next Tuesday, we're going to start with all the labs. Hopefully, everyone has done what we did today. All right. Any questions, let me know. And you can put it on WhatsApp group as well, where I'm going to add everyone later. Thank you. So I'll stop the video recording now. Okay, so Don says, how do I know when my 1 year trial is already on? Already? If you've gone through this wizard of benefits, student benefits, if you've clicked that, then it's just started now. So we have just enabled it now. So from now 1 year onwards. Okay, any other questions? Let me know. Otherwise, I'll stop the video now.